Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Sennex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Sennex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a check mark, all in a day's work, powered locally at Sennex.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the Tanangers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Welcome to Buche Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Buche, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Buche, the president of Buche Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Buche Foods.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for low-gun equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dogs. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
This is the Vermillion Tanager pregame show here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket
TV. Thanks for tuning in for one final time this 2025 season as the Vermillion Tanagers wrap up their season, and they will host the West Central Trojans here in the Dome Sweet Dome. Again, thank you for tuning in here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch, keeping you company all throughout this pregame show. I'll be joined by my partner in crime, Heath Nimke, in just a little bit. Vermillion Tanagers come into this contest after a big win down in North Sioux City, taking on one of their rival teams in the Dakota Valley Panthers just last week. We'll have all that coming up. A recap of that game, a preview of this game, coaches' interviews as well will be coming up all throughout this pregame show. It's an emotional day here inside the Dakota Dome. Senior night. A lot of great seniors going to be recognized here. Pregame, we'll cut away and we'll have that for you all on the Vermillion Tanagers Live pregame show. Again, Tanagers hosting the West Central Trojans. And just trying to play a little bit of upset for some home field advantage for the West Central Trojans, as we'll get to in just a little bit. Tanagers no longer in the playoff contention, so this will be the final competition of the 2025 season for Vermillion, but trying to end it up on a high note. Get a win over North Sioux City, win down in North Sioux City over Dakota Valley, and try to wrap it up with a win over the Trojans of West Central, who over the last couple of years, West Central has had Vermillion's number. Again, final game also here inside the Dakota Dome for the Vermillion Tanager high school season. West Central, on the other hand, they're playing for some more playoff spot. Win this game here inside the Dome, and you will get home field advantage for round one of the playoffs, assuming everything else all plays out according to plan. We'll get to the full standings and breakdowns and all sorts of stuff later on in the pregame show, but West Central trying to play for that home field advantage, as we've all seen throughout this season in 11A. Playing on the road has not been the easiest for any of these teams throughout Class 11A. Vermillion Tanagers, great win last weekend, trying to capitalize on that offensive momentum. Over 200 rushing yards in an upset victory over Dakota Valley. We'll talk more about that later on, and of course, in our interview with head coach Louis Budmeyer, how his first road win felt as a head coach and how special this game is to him personally, honoring these seniors before the game today. Again, we'll have all of that and more coming up later on the pregame show. Vermillion Tanagers and the West Central Trojans getting started to kick off about 7 o'clock or so. Senior night presentations about to start about 6:45 or 6:50. We're just after 6 o'clock here, getting set in the Dakota Dome. Again, a lot of things planned for the pregame show. Vermillion Tanagers hosting the West Central Trojans, all right here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch. I'll be keeping you host through the first couple of pregame segments. Again, my partner in crime, Heath Nimke, will be joining me in about 20 minutes or so. But until then, we are going to step aside here in the pregame show. When we come back, it is a look at Class 11A. Again, final regular season game across all 11-man classes. First week of playoffs as well, where the 9-man and 11B classes will have all of that and more. Coming up in the next segment, we'll have a closer look at the potential 11A bracket and the playoff implications that this game has, again, for the West Central Trojans playing for home field advantage. That is all on the way next here in the Tanager pregame show on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Get your sprayer ready for winter with Grossenburg Implement's Service Department Winterization Special going on now. Through October 31st, bring in your John Deere self-propelled sprayer and get discounted labor and parts rates, only $650. And that includes genuine John Deere winterization fluid for protection down to minus 40 degrees. But hurry, this offer must be completed and by October 31st, 2025 to qualify. Stop by Grossenburg Implement and see your service or parts manager today for complete details.
Welcome back here on the Vermillion Tanager football pregame show here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch holding down the fort for the first couple segments. Again, my partner in crime, Heath Nimke, will be joining me in just a little bit. We've gotten to the point in the pregame show we're going to talk about some Class 11A standings, a potential bracket coming up, as well as the latest media poll, last media poll of the week. Going to be coming out next week for Class 11A. Second to last one just coming up again here for Class 11A. A, AA, and AAA all wrapping up their regular season this week. 9-man and 11B open up round one of the playoffs. Me and Heath will be talking about that more as we get on with our pregame show. Let's take a look over at the media poll from last week. Sioux Falls Christian, again, no surprise to anybody, currently still sits number one in the class, sweeping the poll as they have done the past plenty of weeks. Del Rapids stays steady at number 2, 6-2 overall record. Lennox moves up from number 4 to number 3. Madison moves up from 5 to 4. Again, West Central currently sits in number 5, a 5-3 team. They took a loss last week, hoping to bounce back here in the Dakota Dome, try to solidify themselves with home field advantage for round number 1. Millbank and Tri-Valley still receiving votes again. You look at probably the top 7 teams, going to try to give Sioux Falls Christian a really good run for it, but as we said, as we all know here in Vermillion, Sioux Falls Christian is a legit team this year, as they have been the last couple of years, but they are bound and determined to avenge last year's championship loss, and they've gone well on their way to do so far. Let's take a look at kind of how both of these teams got here for this game. First for Vermillion and then over to West Central. Again, Vermillion last week got a 27-6 victory at North Sioux City and Dakota Valley High School. Got some pretty good seed points from it as well. Dakota Valley drops to 3-5. They've got one more game remaining. Again, they travel to Sioux Falls Christian, and if everything goes how we all expect it to go, Dakota Valley will be knocked out of playoff contention because of that loss to the Vermillion Tanagers. So we'll talk about it with head coach Lewis Budmeyer in a little bit in his interview right before the senior night festivities. But he said the players and maybe might have circled that one a little bit as a kind of a rivalry game between Dakota Valley and the Vermillion Tanagers. Let's take a look at the West Central schedule and how they got here this season. They opened up their season hosting Sioux Falls Christian, took a 24-point loss before picking up 4 wins in a row. They defeated Belfouche 48-16, McCook Central Montrose 35-6, Lennox 9-7 on Lennox's homecoming, and they defeated Canton 41-19. They took a 1-point loss to Del Rapids the next week, 21-20. Extra point was no good to tie the game with 30 seconds left. Del Rapids currently sits at 6-2. They defeated Dakota Valley 47-21, and last week they lost at home, last home game for West Central. They lost to Millbank 22-21. and now they travel to the Dakota Dome to try and avenge that loss. Again, a lot of things going on. If they were just to win that game, they'd be steadily in the running for home field advantage, but now have to come to Vermillion and pick up a win over a Tanager team who offensively and defensively looked really good last week. Again, we'll get to more of that game later on in our pregame show. And here on Thursday Night Football, Trojans travel to the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, both these teams' last regular season game for the Vermillion Tanagers. It's the last game of the season. We all know that coming in. They've been eliminated from playoff contention, but a lot of things riding on it. A lot of playoff implications. If they can win, knock West Central, make them travel to the away game for round one of the playoffs, and just send these seniors home with a victory. As we look at the overall Class 11A standings, put them up on the screen for you right now. It's going to be very interesting down towards the bottom. We all know who's going to be the number one seed. Sioux Falls Christian could lose tonight. They'd still be number one if my quick rudimentary math serves me correctly. Then it's very close as we look at number 2 through probably about number 5. All 6-2 teams except for West Central in there at 5-3. Del Rapids currently sits in second, 44.625 seed point average. Then it's a little bit of a drop to the Madison Bulldogs, 6-2, with a 43.5 seed point average. West Central at 5-3, 43.250 seed points. Then we get to these teams that, if the playoffs would start today, they'd be traveling on the road to open up the playoffs next week on Thursday. Lennox at 6-2, 43.125 seed point average. The Tri-Valley Mustangs at 5-3, 42.5 seed point average. That's a bit of a drop as we get to 7, 8, 9, and 10. Going to be interesting to see if somebody can jump up, like a Rapid City Christian can get a win and try to jump up in the standings. Millbank at 6-2, 41.625. Again, big win over West Central last week. Then Canton at 2-6 right now has them making the playoffs based on their seed point average. Then Rapid City Christian at 4-4, right on their tails. Rapid City Christian, they travel to Belle Fourche tonight, so that game kind of playing really not quite for 8th in the class, but if you can win that game, get yourself a better chance as the Canton Seahawks travel to Tri-Valley. So lots of big games going on across Class 11A this week. A lot of playoff implications on the line, and we've been with it through this last couple of years for the Vermillion Tanagers. Always seems that last regular season game has either gotten them in or knocked them out of the playoffs, and for some of these teams, that's kind of what they're looking like. Again, Dakota Valley, if they lose to Sioux Falls Christian tonight, they'll be knocked out of playoff contention because of that loss last week. Rapid City Christian and Belle Fourche playing out there out west, Military Appreciation Day over there in Belle Fourche. And Canton playing a very talented Tri-Valley squad. So the 8th spot right now, wide open between Canton, Rapid City Christian, Belle Fourche. Millbank, if they take a loss, they might be down there as well, but then they're 6-3. Millbank travels to Madison, so again, lots of big games going on Class 11A. As I get them pulled up, here is the full Class 11A schedule for today. Again, West Central traveling to Vermillion, 5-3 at 2-6. Belle Fourche and Rapid City Christian taking on each other. Del Rapids will host Lennox in that matchup of 2-5. So you win that game, you get home field advantage. Sioux Falls Christian hosts Dakota Valley. Again, Sioux Falls Christian should be well on their way to winning that game. Lakota Tech will host Custer in the 13-14 matchup. Canton and Tri-Valley. Canton is hosting Tri-Valley, and everybody knows how hard it is to win at Canton. But Tri-Valley, a very talented squad. And then Millbank traveling to Madison, number 4 in the media poll, number 3 in the overall ranking. And that's your entire look at Class 11A. Again, very busy schedule today. Last week of the regular season, a lot of games on the line. You can look at that in 11AA and 11 AAA, all kinds of things going on. And then, of course, we're week 1 of the playoffs for the 9-man and Class 11B. I know my alma mater snuck in with a big win over number 3 Woonsocket Weston Springs Sanborn Central. The Titans of Mount Vernon Plankington will be hosting Mobridge Pollock tonight at 6 o'clock. So I'll be keeping my eye on that score as it comes across the bottom of your screen here on the SD Score Feed app. Thanks to our partnership over with SD Score Feed. Big day, a lot of big games, but none more important here inside the Dakota Dome than the Vermillion Tanagers trying to end their season on a high note over the West Central Trojans. Senior Appreciation Night, Senior Night, whatever you want to call it, honoring this group of seniors that have given a lot to this Vermillion Tanager football program. We'll talk with Coach Budmeyer in just a couple segments about how much this class means to him and how some pictures have been re-shown to him about when these players were a lot younger back in middle school and Coach Budmeyer's connection with them. That's all on the way next year on the pregame show. Myself and my partner in crime, Heath Nimke, will be joining you right after this break as we preview more of this game and a lot of other games going on across the state of South Dakota before we get to our coaches' interviews. Then, of course, the senior night activities. We'll have that all right here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. Myself and Heath Nimke coming up next.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olsson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olsson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
Little smooth slide guitar welcoming us back inside the Dakota Dome one final time this football season. It's the Vermillion Tanagers playing inside the Dome Sweet Dome. Thanks for tuning in here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch. Beside me is the one and only Heath Nimke. And Heath, we've kind of talked about it a little bit in the pregame show. You know, this is, no matter what happens tonight, the final game for Vermillion. Kind of an emotional night as well, with it being senior night and everything like that. But the entire season, new coaching staff, all going to culminate and finalize in this one last game.
There's two sides to that. Certainly, when you start this season, you set yourself goals, you want to accomplish things, whether they're small, to ultimately the biggest goal there is possible. And for some teams, that is a state tournament. That's playing in the Dome on the final weekend for a state championship. And maybe for this Vermillion Tanagers team, it's not quite that. It's just making the playoffs. But even more specifically, for Coach Budmeyer, it's creating a new identity for this Vermillion Tanager football team. You look at this season, you say 2-6, as you just said, Cole. No matter what, we know this is the end. The end of the road, it comes by 10 o'clock tonight, the season's over with. For these seniors, you will hang up the pads, and there'll never be another chance you will play high school football. There's no denying that. There's no getting around it. But you look back to this season, what you saw last week from this Vermillion Tanager football team, your ultimate goal as a high school football player is leave the program in a better spot than where you found it. You're going to be, as a coach, nitpick things. You're going to say you wish you could do things differently, all these different things. But you can certainly say that these seniors have fought through so much adversity with a new head coach, going out on a high. I mean, last week, you look, they had nothing to play for against Dakota Valley except ruin Dakota Valley's chances of potentially getting into the postseason. Do that. Tonight, you have a chance to ruin West Central's chance of playing a home football game. This is, again, a lot of great things for Vermillion moving towards the future. A lot of great things happening for this group right now, and certainly heading into a right direction. Now all you got to do is play against a West Central team that it almost seems easy to scout before the beginning of the season started. You can go back in this game and say, Gary Culver, what's West Central done for the past 30 years? Gary Culver would pull out his little flip book and say, here you go. They do the same thing over and over and over again. But this year it's different. They also, West Central that is, come as a 5 seed, has a new coach. Coach Matt Thornton has taken over the program. He has gotten a little bit more back to what we saw West Central 3-4 years ago with Coach Hernandez. Spread things out, throw the football a little bit more, integrate the run game with their passing game. That's what we're going to see from West Central Trojans tonight. And for the Trojans, yeah, this is, playoffs, yes, guaranteed. They're going to make the postseason, too. They're 5-3. They certainly deserve it. They've beat some of the top teams in front of them. But they need to get ready for a Vermillion Tanagers team that's certainly looking to ruin their playoff spot for tonight. So, yeah, look forward to a really good game.
Already messed up one season. Why not try to go for another? Again, West Central, they win this game, you get home field advantage in 11A, and with how 11A is kind of shaken out right now, you take away the 1 seed and this thing's wide open. But with Sioux Falls Christian still there, it's going to be tough no matter which team. Let's take a quick look back at that Vermillion Tanager game at Dakota Valley on Friday. Tanagers get the win 27-6 off the back of 207 rush yards. 34 combined rushes for 207 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then you look at the passing game, 6 for 10 for 68, and we're going to hear from Coach Budmeyer in just a moment. The running game worked great, and when they had to pass it, it was successful. But it's one of those coming into today, West Central is going to be just a little bit better of a run defense than Dakota Valley was last week. But Vermillion, I think we're going to see them, both teams, try to establish the run early and try to make that their main offensive focus. If not, both these squads very good at passing the rock.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be. Now, you have to give a lot of credit, not to necessarily the run game, but things opened up for Vermillion in the run game, right? Look at my favorite team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Barkley gets all this attention last year and does all these great things. It's like, yeah, he had a lot of explosive runs last year. This year, everyone's going, what's happened to him? Kind of the same situation you look at for Vermillion last week. They had a lot of big explosive runs. Things are really working well for him. It's like, well, yeah, taking a few explosive runs, maybe it's not as pretty as what the final score indicates, as many rushing yards, but that's certainly something we hadn't seen Vermillion do all season long, is really have an emphasis on their run game. And again, things opened up quickly. Vermillion took the opening drive and scored, and that was what really set the tempo. That's not something they have been able to do at all yet this season, except for last week against Dakota Valley. So that's going to be something of interest. We have seen Vermillion at times against Madison, against Sioux Falls Christian, and against other teams as well. When defenses start to stack the box and bring blitzers, Vermillion has struggled to run the football at that time. That's when they look to their passing game. So we'll see how they handle that coming into tonight. Are they fully committed to running the football game, or do things get tight and they go back and rely on their old passing game?
And also, Vermillion defensively, as we can see, West Central beginning to warm up, run some plays. Both these teams are going to start running some plays. Carter Gross, the quarterback, has a great group of receivers he can throw to. Buche Knight, Hayden Heyer, Tanner Wagner, and Colty Gary are going to be the ones starting in the game. But we talk about their run game and what they want to establish and everything they've been doing in the past few years. They're down there right now running the heavy set like they always have. And now, of course, as I say that, they go to a spread shotgun offense. But this is a team that, when they want to, they're going to go in that heavy set and they're going to run for 5 or 6 yards a play, or they're going to roll out and pass. Tanagers defense going to have to really key in on stopping the run first, but also not allowing West Central to take the top off the defense.
West Central reminds you a lot of what you see at the college side, where they're going to spread things out. They're going to look for favorable matchups, right? You always hear that famous saying, play to what the defense gives you. So they're going to be looking at what the box is all night long. If they feel like there's a favorable matchup within the box, they're going to do quarterback draws. It's going to be a halfback draw. It's going to be a counter to the outside while you have 2 wide receivers split to either side. It ultimately takes away 4 bodies, and all of a sudden it becomes 7-on-7 football. Who's got the stronger team? But then you look at that, Cole, if you get a good push defensively for the Vermillion Tanagers, that's where West Central can hit you with their passing game. And again, getting back to so much what they, block play action of what West Central has done with their passing game in years past. Everyone comes in tight, we're going to fake the handoff, we're going to roll out, and hopefully we can find maybe 1 or 2 tight ends downfield and hit the big play. And if we can't, it falls incomplete. That's not this team. They're going to spread things out. They're going to look for the passes, and it's going to be quick passes too. This is not a West Central team that's like spread you too wide. Here we go, 4 routes, everyone go deep. We're just going to throw one out there. It's going to be quick curls. It's going to be quick slants of what this West Central offense wants to run, and that's where they have had a lot of success, but yet have struggled at times to sometimes moving the football. But as you mentioned, it all certainly begins with Carter Gross. Not only his arm, but also his legs as well. Certainly a dynamic quarterback.
Like you said, spread out the defense, find the gaps, get it out quick, take that chunk yardage while we can. Quickly, I kind of touched on it earlier in the pregame show, but in case anybody who is just now tuning in to the Tanager pregame show again, just a couple minutes before we step aside and bring in the interview with head coach Lewis Budmeyer, we look across Class 11A. Everybody knows there's a clear number 1 in Sioux Falls Christian. Besides the Chargers, which team, anywhere between 2 through 8 as we look at the standings, do you think has the best chance in dethroning the Chargers, not only just in the championship game, but maybe even anywhere across the playoffs?
And that's what's going to be how things go throughout the rest of tonight. And I'm just going off the scenario what a few others are thinking around the state. Don't know if it's necessarily going to happen, and it still could happen. I mean, it has a very likely chance of happening. But Cole, my attention is going to be on the semifinals in Class 11A, and that's going to be Lennox and Sioux Falls Christian. Of course, we know what Sioux Falls Christian did last year. They were runaway champions last year. Come to the Dome, Lennox gets the upset. Lennox wins the state title. I could see that happening again. I've seen this Lennox football team now play multiple times with my own eyes. Got a chance to broadcast their game a few weeks ago. I feel like they are the most dynamic defense that matches up perfectly with Sioux Falls Christian when it comes to their bodies along the trenches, but also can do a really great job of shutting down the passing game. That's something Lennox doesn't get enough credit for, is their quarterbacks. They are able to really shut down passing quarterbacks. And we saw that when it came to Madison. We saw that against West Central. West Central gets a late field goal. A lot of dramatics that happened in that game. West Central won, but they were able to really shut down the passing game. So my intention, Cole, if I'm looking at it, yeah, if you're saying who's it going to be, I really think it's going to be Lennox. Has that potential, whether they are the 4 seed or the 5 seed, to go to Sioux Falls and knock off the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. However, it's still going to be a very, very daunting task. I don't know. And from there, I feel like it's going to be Del Rapids. I heard from Madison. Madison beat Del Rapids earlier this season. They say, play that game 10 times. Del Rapids wins 9 out of 10 times. We already won our 1. We do not make that happen again. That's coming from Madison fans. So, again, a lot of things can change. But I really think it's going to be a semifinal matchup between Lennox and Sioux Falls Christian. Will be the game to keep your eye on.
And again, big game as we talk about the last game of this regular season so far. Del Rapids and Lennox, number 2 and number 3 according to the media, number 2 and number 5 according to the seed points. They play tonight in Del Rapids. That'll be a score we will be keeping our eyes on, and at the bottom of your screen there on SD's score feed. Well, Heath, I think that's just about enough of us, but we're going to hear from you right going through our pregame show. Pregame clock shows 10 minutes left. Again, big senior night presentation going to be going on inside the Dakota Dome. Heath Nimke, earlier yesterday, got a chance to catch up with Coach Budmeyer, kind of talk about the game last week, how it went, how we're going to transition into this week. Again, playoff implications only for West Central, but also what this senior class means to him. Here he is on the pregame show, Heath Nimke and Coach Budmeyer.
Coach, you get ready to wrap up your season against West Central, but before we talk about West Central, let's go back to last week against Dakota Valley. What is it about Vermillion heading down to Sioux City and always picking up a win over the Panthers?
It's just one of them games, it's kind of like our arch rival. It's a game when you go into the season, the guys always go through their schedules and they not actually, but they circle games on their schedule. And I guarantee you the DV1 is always one of the top of their list of circle ones, the ones that they want to go compete and the ones they want to go get. So it's a fun rivalry. I mean, it was a beautiful night. It was absolutely beautiful outside on Friday night. The only problem was the bugs were absolutely horrendous, but a little bug spray fixed that problem. But it was a beautiful night for football. It was two good football teams going at it, and weather was perfect. And fortunately enough, we played really well. The kids played super hard, and we came out with a win.
Well, you talk about how everything seemed to be perfect, and that's exactly what, when you talk about your team, what you hope to build for the future is a passing game, but also a running game to complement it. What was it about Dakota Valley defensively that you felt that you could throw the football nicely on them, but also get the run game involved?
Yeah, that was our biggest part. Friday night was our run game was phenomenal. We had over 200 yards rushing. We had our best running game of the year. Our offensive line was absolutely phenomenal Friday night. We executed. We were on the same page up front. It was a fun to watch. Go back and watch the film. Not only watch it live, but go back and watch the film. Just watching them work as a unit. Great down blocks, and then we get good kick out blocks. We kind of just put everything together. We committed to Voss and Chap in the backfield in our two-back set, and our offensive line gave them a little sliver of space, and those two in space are very dangerous. So our run game won us that football game that opening drive to drive the field 75 yards or whatever it was for 9 minutes and score a touchdown to begin a game. That's a tough one from their perspective for sure. But just to get our run game going, then opened up our pass game. Our pass game was super efficient. It wasn't called upon a lot, but when we needed to get first downs to keep the clock running, keep drives going, our guys stepped up, ran good routes, and Hayden had a really good game on Friday, controlling the offense and just kind of controlling the pace and tempo of the game.
Take nothing away from the Lakota Tech football game and that team, but this was your true first road victory as a head coach in your career, maybe even, as you could say, a true victory over a DAC-12 opponent. How did that feel as a coach?
It feels really good. Going back watching the film, we watched the game itself, but I find myself getting just kind of watching the excitement of the players. I find myself getting lost just seeing them so excited, and celebrations when we scored touchdowns. That's been a huge emphasis this year, is just bringing the energy and effort no matter what. And when we were playing well Friday night, the crowd was awesome. Our bench was going crazy. When Voss busted off that 90-yard touchdown again, which he ends up doing every couple of games, I had to stop the bench from running all the way to the end zone. Just that pure excitement, that pure joy. That's what it's all about coaching. That's why I love what I do.
When you take a look back at your season, where you're at right now, I mean, it's kind of obvious that it's not going to happen for the postseason. But one thing you do have is a chance to really ruin things for West Central. They're a team that's fighting for a home field position and what is going to be a very competitive Class A. How important is it to ruin West Central's end of their regular season, getting ready for their postseason?
Yeah, it's kind of part of our motivation last week, too. We figured out the mathematics, and assuming that Sioux Falls Christian beats Dakota Valley this week, we essentially kind of signed DV's fate last week of them not being in the playoffs, too. So it's kind of a fun opportunity to have two rivals back-to-back, and we kind of play spoiler to them. West Central is an incredible football team. They're super talented. They're well coached. It's a new age of West Central football for sure with their new head coach coming in. It's not the old school like double tight, double wing, the old school run the football 50 times in a game. They still run the football and they'll establish the run for sure, but it's not the same look. So it's a new kind of unique challenge for sure. They're super talented, but to have West Central come into our house, we still have a lot to play for. Yes, the postseason's out of the way, but this senior group deserves a high competitive game, and they deserve to have a chance in the fourth quarter to go out with a win. They've done so much for our program over the years. So we're going to go out and compete and give ourselves a chance in the fourth and hopefully send the seniors off with a win.
You talk about how this West Central team changes, right? Matt Thorson also in his first year as head coach. It kind of reminds you of what West Central was 2-3 years ago when they had Coach Hernandez. Before Coach Hernandez left, brought in Coach Utet. He comes back to what we had success in the 90s and the early 2000s. So what have you seen on film that you need to shut down West Central heading into this week and stopping the Trojans when it comes to their passing game?
Their passing game is dynamic because it's set up with their run. They run like a heavy formation where they have a tight end and a wing in the backfield, and they got two really big tight ends. They're 6'5" plus kids. They're well put together kids, and they're super physical up front. So it starts the same our last 2 weeks. It starts with stopping the run game. We did a good job last week holding down DV's really successful run game with Luckin, and we did a good job the week before against Tri-Valley. We got to go do it again against West Central. If we let their run game get going, then we have to commit more guys to the box, and their pass game opens up. But they run a lot of good like misdirection stuff. Knight on the outside at receiver for them. They'll bring him in jet motion, and that kid is so talented with his feet in space. And their quarterback throws a good ball, but I think his best attribute is his feet as well. So I think our biggest thing going into the game is we got to find a way to slow up their run game. We have to compete up front. We've done a good job last 2 weeks of stopping the run. Last week we were able to put stopping the run and the pass together. We got to do that again against a really talented and a really good West Central team.
West Central defensively is a traditional 3-4 defense with a couple corners and a couple of safeties they like to throw in there as well. Speaking of your offense, we see that success in the run game against Dakota Valley. Do you try to get that going once again against West Central? What's your offensive game plan against the Trojans?
Yeah, that's all. We always want to get the run game going. It's one of them things. If you can get the run game going, you can control the clock and control the possessions. Last week, we held DV to 7 possessions on offense. So if you limit the opportunities of an explosive offense, especially a West Central offense that can explode and score in the high 30s and even the 40 points pretty much at will at times, it's a team that we have to keep their offense on the sideline. So it starts with our run game, controlling the clock. So, yeah, we got to find a way to run the football. They have 2 really good inside linebackers. They're good up front. The nice part is that the 3-4 is kind of our base defense too. We started the year, so the guys are familiar with the concepts of the 3-4 defense because we've ran it ourselves. We've kind of gone away from it, but we've implemented it before. We've installed it in years past, so they have an idea of what the rules are, kind of what the techniques are in the 3-4 defense. So early on, we got to commit to the run game and try and get the run game going to control the clock, control possessions, just keep the football as long as possible and keep their offense on the sideline.
As we talked about with your group, this is the end of the season. There is no postseason for the Vermillion Tanagers. And when it comes to this senior group, they certainly didn't ask for it, but they have been through a lot over their 4 years with the Vermillion football team, and now you as head coach coming into this year. And a lot of those guys stuck through it, being out there with you through the highs and the lows. What has this senior group meant in playing their last game for the Vermillion Tanagers?
The senior group is special. It's a special group for sure. It's a cool full circle circumstance for me personally. I'm super close with these guys. So my first year I was here in Vermillion, which was 5 years ago now. I was the head middle school football coach, and they were my first 8th grade senior class. So they were my first team I ever coached for football, and now they're my first team, like my first kind of group as a head coach as well. So seeing those guys, and then Hayden's mom sent me a picture last week of a team picture we had from back in 8th grade. It's a heartwarming. Makes you feel really good seeing how much these guys have matured, and the guys that have stuck it out all throughout these 4 years. It's been a roller coaster ride for sure. Some highs, some lows, but hopefully we can end on a high and even though our record is what it is this year, I full-heartedly believe the kids have really enjoyed this season. It's been a lot of fun coaching them, and they're just great kids on and off the field. So it's a special group for sure. It's going to be an emotional night on Thursday, not only for the kids, but for me as well, being my first senior class and getting to coach them from 8th grade all the way through. It's a special group, and I'm excited for Thursday night to just go out and compete with them one more time. And that's kind of the beauty of kind of knowing that you're out of the playoffs in a way. You know your destination. You know you get your last game at home, and you get to play a rival school where you can kind of determine where their season kind of set them up for the playoffs. So it kind of has some closure with that. Obviously, we'd love to be in the postseason, and that'll be coming in the future for sure. But these seniors set the groundwork for our culture for this season and for years to come. It's a special group.
Coach, as you walk out of the Dakota Dome Thursday, as you mentioned, we both know that the season is over with. How much and how soon do you begin to look to the future for next year and what this Vermillion Tanager football team is growing and becoming?
I think it's kind of an immediate thing. You're kind of always planning for the future as well. Obviously, the here and now is most important, but just seeing the growth of our youth programs and seeing the growth of our JV program this year too. I'm excited for the future of Vermillion Tanager football. I think the culture's turning around. We play a hard physical game of football, and there's guys are starting to buy into it. And we saw last week when we buy into it and we execute what we want to do, good results can happen. So we have some good, young, talented kids coming back. Job one, obviously, is Thursday night. Go get the job done there. But you're always thinking ahead. You're always kind of thinking of the future as well. And I think the future's bright for the Tanager football program.
Wide receiver Trent Thomas, son of Brianna Bickerstaff. Number 18, the wide receiver and safety Brock Roloff, son of Billy Roloff and Allison Larsch. Number 22, the running back and outside linebacker Bryce Voss, son of Isaac and Nicole Voss. Number 33, the running back and cornerback Ryan Chapman, son of Neil and Paige Chapman. Number 52, on the offensive line and defensive line, Devin Steckelberg, son of R.D. and Nikki Steckelberg. Number 77 on the O-line and D-line, the big O, Oscar Bassick, son of Chad and Kearney Bassick. Number 79 on the offensive line and defensive line, Dane Richardson, son of Mike and Amy Richardson. Number 88, the wide receiver and defensive end, Corbin Ekins, son of Dallas and Tabitha Ekins. Fans, let's have one big round of applause for all our senior football players and their families. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Vermillion High School and the South Dakota High School Activities Association would like to welcome the Vermillion fans and our guests from West Central to tonight's game between the West Central Trojans and your Vermillion Tanagers. This contest is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. High school sports are a privilege to play and a privilege to watch. Your cooperation and support of the values promoted by these two schools is appreciated. In the interest of safety, the Vermillion School District asks that students of all ages remain seated in the student sections or with their parents. Now let's meet the cheerleaders for the Trojans. Michaela Bernal, Taryn Fisher, Avea Carlson, Ira senior number 54, Zach Moran. At defensive tackle, senior number 65, Nick Moran. At defensive tackle, sophomore number 87, Tanner Wagner. At linebacker, senior number 5, Colt Gary. At linebacker, senior number 7, Hayes Kane. At linebacker, senior number 50, Dawson Jump. At linebacker, senior number 59, Ashton Gebhard. At cornerback, junior number 0, Okie Knight. At cornerback, sophomore number 23, Carson Knight. At safety, junior number 3, Hayden Heyer. And at safety, senior number 24, Hayden Whiting. Assistant coaches for the Trojans, Matt Goff, Patrick Branchen, Dylan Lundgren, Oscar LaFleur, Nick Murphy, Seth Wiedenbach, head coach, Matt Forson. And now the cheerleaders for the Tanagers. Sophie Gerling, Adele Mahone, Jada Walker, Grace Hall, and Lydia Fry. Cheer coach Linda Alvey. At center, senior number 77, Oscar Hasek. At guard, senior number 52, Dylan Steckelberg. At guard, junior number 59, Cameron Bottleson. At tackle, senior number 60, Caleb Laura. At tackle, senior number 79, Dane Richardson. At wide receiver, senior number 1, Elijah Laura. At wide receiver, senior number 4, Trenton Thomas. At wide receiver, junior number 13, Grant Rory. At running back, senior number 22, Bryce Voss. At running back, senior number 33, Ryan Chapman. And at quarterback, senior number 3, Leighton Christopherson. Assistant coaches for the Tanagers, Gary Colton, Dave Melvin, Nick Jensen, Joey Nelson, Connor Royer, head coach, Louis Rudmeyer. Officials for tonight's contest, referee Tom Keniston, umpire Ryan Etherington, linesman David Sheehan, line judge Troy Hansen, and back judge Brett Dobbins. Now if you would please rise, remove all hats, face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Pride of Vermillion Marching Band, under the direction of Garrett Olsson.
Well, there you have it, all of your pregame announcements, senior day presentations, starting lineups, and the national anthem, all thanks to PA announcer Bill Settles. Thanks for tuning in. Vermillion Tanager football one final time this season on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch. Beside me, Heath Nimke. Heath, we've gotten through all the pregame. Obviously, we talked about all the emotions that are associated with this game. A lot of things running through all these players' minds, all these coaches' minds. But at the end of the day, you've got 48 more minutes left in your season. Go make the most out of it.
Yeah, we talk about during our pregame show, Cole, your and I experiences when it came to high school football. We didn't know when it was going to come to an end. We played in playoff games our senior year. We didn't know going into that night if it was going to be the end. Of course, we have those goals of making it deep. But for this Vermillion Tanager football team, for these seniors, they do know this is the end. This does come to an end tonight. You just got to go around, have fun, fly around. You always talk about avoid the simple mistakes. Tonight, you kind of let those loose a little bit. You don't worry so much about mistakes. Just you got to go out there and have fun. Try to generate the big play, whether it's offensively or defensively. Leave it all out there. There's nothing left to play for after tonight, and just to enjoy the moment. And for if you're not a senior on this football team for the Vermillion Tanagers, it's all about just going out there and continuing to better yourself and make sure you're getting ready for whatever comes next in your life, whether you're playing more sports or football after this, but at least enjoy tonight because this is going to be the last football game. Opposite side for West Central, it's simple. You have to win tonight if you want to have a chance at a home playoff football game, and from there, let fate decide. But for West Central, take care of business here tonight inside the Dakota Dome, and then have a home game over in Hartford, South Dakota, and see if you can't make a run at it because this is a wide-open Class 11A field besides Sioux Falls Christian.
Yeah, like you said, obviously there's the very clear number one seed, and after that there is all kinds of movement to be made, including looking at the standings right now. A 2-6 Canton squad currently sits in seed 8 if they can win. And they got a very tough game going on, but if they can win, they've locked themselves into the playoffs. Tanagers won the toss. They elected to defer. West Central will start with possession of the football. They will send back Carson Ike and Buche Knight to do the kick returning duties. The kicker for the Vermillion Tanagers will be number 14, Oscar Edlin, to start things off for Vermillion. Tanagers in the home red jerseys. They're going to be going left to right as you see it on your screen to start this game. West Central in the road white uniforms, going right to left. Tom Peniston, your referee. Ryan Etherington, your umpire. David Scheifin, your linesman. Troy Hansen, line judge. And the back judge is Brett Dobbins, your 5 Zebras today for this Class 11A match. Again, for West Central, win and you've got home field advantage. For Vermillion, go out there and try to spoil that and spoil the Trojans' chance at a home playoff game. Edlin set to kick. And it's a short one, going to be recovered at about the 30-yard line, 35-40, coming across Hayden Whiting, starting running back for West Central. He'll be tackled at the 44-yard line, and that is well where the Trojans will start off, and Carter Gross, starting quarterback for the West Central Trojans. Hayden Whiting, his running back. Buche Knight, Hayden Heyer, Tanner Wagner, his receivers. Colt Gary, the tight end. Big boys in the middle. Bennett Seaton, the center. Guards are Ashton Gebhardt and Dawson Junk. Nick Lorang, Zach Lorang, the 2 tackles out there for the Trojans. 2 receivers and a tight end to the right, 1 receiver to the left. It's Knight. He's in motion. It's a jet sweep very quickly to number 0, Buche Knight, out past the numbers. Past midfield, got a first down and more. Buche Knight, he will go all the way. No flags on the field. 1 play, 1 touchdown. A 56-yard touchdown for number 0, Buche Knight, and Trojans have struck early.
I was going to say, on that opening run, Buche Knight is such a dynamic athlete, whether it's on the football field, on the basketball court, on the track. I mean, he's just an amazing athlete, and he shows his speed right away on the very first play on the jet sweep. Cole, you always talk about the first 10 to 20 plays are scripted when it comes to football, whether it's at the college, high school, NFL level. Couldn't have gone any more perfect for the West Central Trojans, and they begin with a 6-0 lead already.
Snap spot, PAT by Dominic Butts is up, and it is good. 11:42 to go in quarter number 1. Trojans out to a 7-0 lead over the Tanagers. Back to the Dakota Dome in 60 seconds.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
Welcome back here inside the Dakota Dome. A laser beam kick, and it's recovered by the kicker, Dominic Butts. He's past the 35-30 far side. It was a line drive kick right at the front line of the Tanager kick return team. It bounced right back to Butts, and he's got it in his hands. I'm going to watch it back on my replay. Liner right into the middle of the Tanager kick return team, and West Central's got possession of the football at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10, pending this officials conversation.
Yeah, and Cole, it got me confused. I had to take some responsibility there as the cameraman. Hey, I'm sorry, fans. That's on me. I just expecting the ball to be kicked deep. I didn't expect the Pat McAfee go short with a low one and see what can happen, especially with Vermillion Tanagers. It's not like they had a bunch of guys sitting back. They had guys up there kind of expecting anything. Like you said, it was a low liner. There's a lot of confusion, though, that is going on. I mean, this isn't clear, concise, it feels like at the moment. Is it actually West Central football, or was there any illegal touching that happened? Again, apologies on the camera work there. Not quite for sure what the discussion is at the moment, but it's certainly confusing going on here at the moment.
So now we're looking at footballs to throw it back in. And now they're going to march them back.
Can't advance the kickoff, Cole. Right? No? It's a live ball.
No, you definitely can.
Yeah.
Interesting. I will, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying he can't advance it.
So can't advance it, but still, it's West Central football at the 48-yard line. I have to look back officially to get a rule reference for you on that. I can look at that a little bit later on. Same formation for West Central, just flipped. It's going to be a handoff up the right side. Hayden Whiting gets past the 45, down to about the 42-yard line. Gain of 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 4. Dane Richardson, again one of 11 seniors, honored before the game by the Vermillion Tanagers.
Well, Cole, as well, talking about this for the Vermillion Tanagers on senior night, it can't get it started any worse. I mean, this is a perfect start for the West Central Trojans.
Quarterback run, Carter Gross up the right side. He's got a 1st down and more. Going to be a gain of about 6 yards once more. So already 3 carries for the team. 68 yards and a touchdown for the West Central Trojans. Just only a minute into the quarter. 1st down and 10, ball at the Tanager 36-yard line. Snap back, quick handoff, Whiting up the left side. He's got a couple of yards before he's met at the line of scrimmage and leveled. Dane Richardson, one of a couple Tanagers in there. Brock Wilroth in there as well. Gain of 3 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 7.
And again, we talked about during the pregame show what type of formations that West Central is going to bring, but one thing we really talked about is their spread offense and looking to run the football in the middle if they have a favorable box. And so far in this game, that is what we have seen besides, of course, the opening play with that jet sweep to the outside.
3 receivers right, 1 left, 1 running back set. Going to be a direct snap and a hand, or not even a direct snap, just a direct quarterback run. Carter Gross on the near sideline to about the 30-yard line. Going to call it the 29, a gain of 4. So 2 carries for 10 yards already for Carter Gross. 3rd down and 4 for West Central. Ball's at the 29-yard line of the Tanagers.
And again, this time they just saw the favorable size when it comes to field. They want to play to that wide side. That's what the quarterback keeper was designed. Not necessarily pick up a 1st down, but just get a nice
pickup on second down.
The Clap trying to go with a hard count. Now I'm going to go look back for the signal. 2 receivers left, 2 tight ends to the right for the Trojans. Handoff Whiting straight up the middle. Runs into the defensive line. Going to get tackled by the big O, Oscar Pasick. They are going to call it a gain of 1.
Hey, Cole, go back to it. They do the clap, go on 2, but also look back at the wristbands. That's, again, you're looking at what the defense is giving you inside the box. They readjust the play to see they can't get that favorable matchup, decide to go with the run inside. But this time, Vermillion had the blitz in the right area to stop the run. But when it's inside the 30-yard line, might as well go for it. It's 4-down territory for the Trojans.
4th down and 2, ball at the 28-yard line, same set. Buche Knight short motion. Gross back to throw. He's looking left, going to heave it down the seam, just out of the reach of Tanner Wagner, the sophomore tight end, 6'6", 215. First incompletion, first pass thrown, first incompletion by Carter Gross. It's a turnover on downs, 1st and 10 Tanagers at their own 28.
And that's something we didn't necessarily talk about during the pregame show, but for this West Central team, that has been probably their Achilles heel. It is they have the big play on the very first play, score a touchdown, and they're able to get the ball right back after the kickoff off the fumble from the Vermillion Tanagers, just wasn't ready for it, but they're not able to capitalize on 4th down and 2, maybe a run up the middle, try to force something, but instead they try to hit the big pass over the middle and come up short, and just it's been West Central haven't always been able to finish off drives so far this season.
1st and 10, run up the right side with Chapman, gets past one defender before he's tackled at about the 32-yard line after a 4-yard gain. Ashton Gebhardt in there on the tackle, 2nd down and 6.
And this time with Vermillion, they're bringing the 2 running backs in, so it's kind of keeping West Central guessing defensively. Are they going to hand off to Voss? Are they going to hand off to Chapman? Of course, both guys great in running the football. And whoever's not getting it, we saw that time Voss hit the hole first to be that lead blocker for Chapman.
2nd down and 6. Again, 2 running back set like we saw all game at North Sioux City. It'll be a fake handoff. Christofferson will take the run with a couple of lead blockers. Not going to get very far. I think they are going to try to credit him with a 1-yard gain, and they do. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, you talk about, we just said what it looks like for the running backs. If you're the blocky running back, well, that time, not necessarily a hat on a hat and blowing something up in the middle. If it's going to be a quarterback keeper, you got to be getting it back to the offensive line. If you're the running backs, got to be trying to make some type of commotion and at least give some running room. Unfortunately, Vermillion didn't have really anything on that play.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Chapman in the backfield for Hayden Christofferson, 7:25 and counting to play. West Central shows blitz, only bring 4. Steps up in the pocket, fires on the right side, and it's caught. Rohrig has it 30, 25-20 near sideline 15, and he is tackled at about the 10-yard line. Big gain for the Vermillion Tanagers. 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
It's a huge lapse defensively for West Central as the Vermillion Tanagers want to get quickly right back to the offensive line. Cole, I'll give it back over to you.
46-yard gain according to Bill Settle's 1st and 10. Christofferson takes the direct snap, goes up the middle. It was 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line, gains about 4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
But go back to that play for the big gainer for the Vermillion Tanagers. That's a lapse in defense by West Central. It's a very predictable 3rd down, a couple of run plays that aren't working for the Vermillion Tanagers. It makes it on 3rd and 5. It's going to be an obvious pass. You got to be expecting that if for the Trojans defense. Like I said, they miss out on a big one and lapse defensively. And here for the Vermillion Tanagers, again, trying to ruin playoff potential for the Trojans on where they could fall in seeding. Got to capitalize after it looked like the Tanagers had a good chance of going down 14-0 early in this game.
56-yard pitch and catch from Hayden Christofferson to Grant Rohrig. Now 4 receivers to the right. It's a quick pass over to Lara. At the 5-yard line, he's wrapped up towards the pylon. It is close. We've got a flag on the far side of the field. I think we're going to get illegal formation. Not enough guys on the line of scrimmage for the Vermillion Tanagers, but see what the flag is along that far side right at the 10-yard line.
You rep those plays all the time in practice, and there's so many easy ways of getting lined up. You're making sure you feel like you're in a good spot offensively, but a big lapse, as you mentioned, Cole, with the illegal formation by the Vermillion Tanagers. And again, this is just never having that play that you're used to. You don't rep it a whole lot, so you think you're on. But when you come to a formation like this in high school, you got to look over the officials, and you always got to check to make sure they're in the right spot.
They're going to get Trenton Thomas with the illegal shift on the far side. Didn't come set for a full second along that far side, so 5-yard penalty will back him up to 2nd and 12, ball at the 14. One penalty for 5 yards for Vermillion. Same bunch formation. Now they're going to spread back out. Cleveland goes the wrong side. Now 4 receivers to that far side. Everybody's set. Now a jet motion the other way. Elijah Lara. And the snap. Christofferson back to pass, and he's going to have to take a sack. Nick Larang, one of the Trojans, in there for the sack.
And that time on the shift there, Cole, again, they're watching what the defense is going to give you. West Central was showing the blitz. They never came out of it. They were committed to playing one-on-one on the outside. If you're Hayden Christofferson, you got to realize that type of matchup. You got to hit it for the quick pass, or you got to be decisive with the football. He got himself caught in 2 different decisions, and in the end, the blitz just capitalizes and brings him down.
We go back to that free kick fumble recovery by the Trojans. Perfect execution by the refereeing crew, according to Charlie Preen, registered official, has actually worked 4 varsity games this season. Kicking team can never advance a fumble on the free kick. Bryce Voss up the far side. He is wrapped up from behind for no gain on the play. First carry by Voss goes nowhere. It is 4th down and 14, and they're going to send the field goal unit out. Oscar Edlin on to attempt about a 33-yard field goal.
Yeah, big missed opportunity here for the Vermillion Tanagers. So now both West Central and Vermillion kind of missed opportunities. West Central had a chance to go up early 14-0. And after the big play from the Vermillion Tanagers in the passing game, felt like you might be able to get some points here, and still can, but I was hoping for a touchdown.
33-yard attempt out of the hold of Hayden Christofferson. Snap back hold is good. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 4:43 to go, first quarter, and the freshman Oscar Edlin with a 32-yard field goal. 4:43 to go. It's 7-3 Trojans. Back to the Dakota Dome after this.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Sennex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Sennex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a checkmark, all in a day's work, powered locally at Sennex.
Welcome back inside the Dakota Dome. Oscar Edlin to kick off from the 40-yard line after his 32-yard field goal was up and through. The kick gets a short one off the far side. Great recovery, that time by the Trojans. Alex Siemensma, the junior running back, defensive back, will fall on it at the 42-yard line, and that is where the Trojans will take over, first down and 10.
Give myself a pat on the back that time, Cole. They didn't want to do it again, would they? And this time I was like, I'm not going to zoom the camera downfield quick enough.
It's like you always see the pickoff attempts in baseball, never twice.
I say, fool me once. Shame on me, as they say.
First down and 10, West Central, as they recovered at the 43-yard line is where they will officially spot it. Trojans offense back out there. Quick snap. Run right back up the middle. Carter Gross going to get about 5 yards on the play, close to the Coyote paw, brings up 2nd and 5.
And again, that's just taking what the defense is giving you with inside the box to spread things out. 3 trips to the nearest side and say, all right, we like what we have there. Let's send the running back up first, then hit the hole hard, and a nice 5-yard pickup on first down.
We're going to look over to the sideline. Now the clap. Tanagers showing double linebacker blitz out of the 3-4. See if they stick with it, and they do. Run right back up the middle. Gross tries cutting it to the left side, but he's tackled For a loss, Caleb Lara, the blitzing linebacker, in there to make the tackle.
And I don't mind if you're going to be on high school football, if you're showing a blitz like that and you get caught on going on 2, don't jump off sides. You know what? You're up there now. They know it's coming. I mean, might as well just stay there. Like, hey, you know what? You saw that I'm coming. I'm going to stay here. Do a nice job, though, recovery of making sure they get those gaps filled in perfectly. Great defensive call by the Vermillion Tanagers.
Spread offense, 2 receivers to either side. Gross with a running back, Knight, over to his right. It'll be a swing pass out to Knight. A lot of speed. Good cut back to the middle. Has first down and more. Knight still on his feet with a blocker in front. Can he get chased from behind? And he's going to get past 2 more tackles. And Buche Knight, another touchdown for West Central. 53-yard pitch and catch from Carter Gross to Buche Knight. And the Trojans extend on their lead.
Yeah, nice job there by Gross as well to go through his progressions on which way he wanted to go. And I thought the same thing as he couldn't find the first one, went to the second one, and I saw Buche Knight right up there in the flats coming for the running back position wide open. He saw it as well. And then from there, I talked about it in the first touchdown. I don't need to say it again. It's just Buche Knight's and his ability with his feet to score, and gets another big touchdown for the Trojans.
Snap spot kick is up, and it is good. 3:13 to go. First quarter, Trojans with the 14-3 lead over the Tanagers. Back after this from the Dakota Dome. West Central offense getting a little funky here in the first quarter. 2 big touchdowns, 1 run on a jet sweep by Buche Knight down the far sideline, and Carter Gross with a 53-yard touchdown pass to Knight. And both PATs have been good, 14-3. Now the score here in quarter number 1. Butts send a low liner through the hands of Grant Rohrig.
They get no penalty as well for it going out of bounds because it was touched by Vermillion before it went out of bounds.
So they will get it first down and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
And cool the way he's kicking that as well. It's something you hear a lot in the NFL. It's, a dirty ball. But that was just, he's simply kicking, as you do in soccer, the side of your foot. And the way you're making contact, it comes out differently compared to a soccer ball from a football. And yeah, just sometimes translates over to that. It reminds me a lot of how I would kick a football. Even though I played soccer, everyone's like, oh, you can kick the football, Heath. Nope, I literally can't. It does not look the same.
First down and 10, Tanagers on their own 16-yard line, double running back set for Hayden Christofferson. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Claps his hands, snap his back. Christofferson with a blitz, and he's going to get sacked. And a flag, late flag, comes in on the play. We'll see what that comes in as, looking like based on where it was thrown, either a holding or a face mask. And we are going to get a face mask called against the West Central Trojans. I believe we're going to get a 5-yard face mask based on where they're walking it off. And that is exactly what's going to happen. So we will go 1st and 5 from the 21.
Yeah, and Vermillion Tanagers probably catch a lucky break there as well, because that wasn't even West Central coming with a blitz. That was just their 5-man rush that they brought. They were kind of waiting, sitting on the pass as well, and yeah, just they're able to kind of break through the offensive line, something we didn't really see a whole lot from the Vermillion Tanagers last week against Dakota Valley. That offensive line held up extremely well against the Panthers.
First down and 5 at the 21-yard line, same formation. Christofferson hands off Bryce Voss, trying to go up the left side, running over everybody in his way, even his own offensive lineman, for a gain of 2 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd down and a manageable 3.
Yeah, we just continue to see Vermillion hasn't had a lot of ability running the football so far tonight. Again, you talk even about the one big pass play that hit to Roehrig. You take that out, this offense really has not been able to move the football yet for tonight, the Vermillion Tanagers. So they got to get that figured out and try to get something going, clicking with this offense. Because, again, you take out that one play, it's easily a 14-0 game right now.
As it is second down and 4. Where's it third down? Christopherson back to pass. He's going to fire it on the near sideline, looking for Thomas. Incomplete, and a flag on the play. They're going to get the sophomore linebacker Carson Ike with a pass interference, as Trenton Thomas was the intended receiver. Could not get himself turned around to catch that pass. That'll be marked off from the line of scrimmage, and a first down for the Vermillion Tanagers.
And I know I didn't see a whole lot of that play, but it almost looked like it was a little underthrown as well by Hayden Christopherson. Didn't have necessarily a huge emphasis in throwing the football there. So kind of interesting to see the penalty flag, but hey, the Vermillion Tanagers will take it and bring up first down.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st and 10 Tanagers at their own 38-yard line. So moving by way of the defensive penalties by the Trojans. Now Trojans showing a big rush. They've got 7 in the box. Christopherson takes the snap. Trojans rush 6. It's a handoff, and not much going on for, I believe it was Chapman got the run there. Gain of about 2 to the 40-yard line.
And that's something that you look at what West Central's able to do with their wristbands, and they're saying, all right, we've got 7 in the box. We're going to redo the play here. We're going to call out a different number. Vermillion doesn't necessarily have that luxury. They're more the old-fashioned style where we see Hayden Christopherson come off every single time, get the play, runs back in, saying, all right, here we go. This is going to be the play, and we're just going to have to hope it works. So kind of 2 different offensive types that you see from the Vermillion Tanagers compared to the West Central Trojans tonight.
2nd down and 8. Christopherson gets the play in the huddle. Have 10 seconds to snap it. 2 receivers either side, 2 running backs. Now 3, now 2, and a delay of game. Going to be called on the Vermillion Tanagers. 2 penalties now for 10 yards for the Vermillion Tanagers, and they will get backed up to the 35-yard line where they'll have 2nd down and 13.
And again, just part of that struggle so far that we've seen for the Vermillion Tanagers. And, again, just mentioned a moment ago, Hayden Christopherson comes in and out every single time of getting the play in, if you will. But I don't know if they're going to probably change much up of the play when we just saw the formation come out. But if I'm Vermillion, I'm probably just going to keep the same play and try again. And now we're having a little bit of a stoppage of the play as Chapman's trying to tie his shoe, That one, of course, is an official timeout as they just start the clock again or start the play clock.
There you go. 2 receivers either side, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs. The formation for the Tanagers. Snap is back. Handoff Voss, left side, trying to stretch left. He's got the corner and close to about the 45-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. I was waiting for a holding flag to come out from our white hat. Never saw it, but it's a gain of 9 yards on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and a manageable 4.
Well, last time on 3rd down and 5, they hit the big pass play to Roehrig. And again, I mentioned at that time it felt like it was going to be an obvious pass play. On this 3rd down and 4 and the way Vermillion just ran the football there, we'll see if they don't try to bounce them to the outside over to the near side where they have all the wide space with the artificial turf at the moment here inside the Dakota Dome.
Same formation. Receiver either side, 2 running backs set, tight end on the right. Trojan show blitz, going to back it off. It's a double handoff. Elijah Lara coming up the far sideline. He's at midfield, now the 40. Will be rushed out of bounds at the 33, 32-yard line. Big gain for Elijah Lara on the pitch back to him. 1st and 10 Tanagers.
Yeah, like I said, maybe not on the reverse, if you will, but I did say you're going to try to get this back over to the wide side of the field. That's just plain simple football. Try to take the space. You talk about angles. You want to take advantage of what is being given to you on the football field, not necessarily what the defense is showing. Great job, great play call there by the Vermillion Tanagers. Also great job of the offensive line, holding those blocks. That's a well-established play that takes some time to set up. Great job by the offensive line to make sure it did get set up.
24-yard run for Elijah Lara, 1st and 10 Tanagers at the Trojan 31. Fake the handoff, quick pass over to Cale Cleveland, breaks a tackle at the 20. He's got clear space in front of him. Touchdown for the freshman. 32-yard pitch and catch Christofferson to Cleveland. Tanagers sticking in this one in the first quarter.
Yeah, you talk about Cale Cleveland. There's so much excitement from him as a freshman and what he could possibly become for the Vermillion Tanagers as a quarterback, but he got thrusted into this wide receiver position this year. He has been in that starting rotation since week 3 and gets into the end zone there, but it's his elusiveness to shake off the whoopee tackler and score for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Snap back, hold is down, and the PAT is up and good. 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. Trojans with the 14-10 lead over the Tanagers. Back to the Dakota Dome in 30 seconds on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
A lot of points being scored here inside the Dakota Dome, just shy of 30 seconds to go. Here in the first quarter, it's a 14-10 lead for West Central. A lot of points being scored across the state of South Dakota as well. As you can look at the SD score feed on the bottom of your screen to look at some scores from across the state of South Dakota. We'll tell you one place they're not scoring any points right now is Los Angeles, as the Chargers and Vikings scoreless through 7 minutes of play.
How about them birds, Cole? How about, you don't need to talk about it. I can take no credit in the Philadelphia Eagles winning. That was a very sloppy game by both teams. God bless Carson Wentz.
I agree. Eland to kick off from the 40-yard line, deep one, back to about the 15-yard line, where it will be recovered. Dominic Butts, the kicker, also kick returner, trying to go to the far side, and he's wrapped up and taken down at the 27-yard line. Tackle in there by Cale Cleveland, Traquin Thomas, Elijah Lara. Some of the many Tanagers in there on the stop. 27-yard line is where the Trojans will take over, 1st and 10, 19 seconds to play. Here in quarter number 1. And now, equipment violation on Traquin Thomas. He'll be sent off to the sideline, as his knee pads were about halfway down his thigh.
They take that stuff serious in high school football.
Well, it is written in the NFHS rulebook. There's an entire chapter on proper equipment. We've seen that last couple games for the Tanagers. Knight in motion, fake the jet sweep. It's Gross on the run up the middle. He's going to get a gain of about 2 yards on the play. Hayden John in there on the stop. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Trojans and Tanagers offenses out early. It's a 14-10 ball game after 12 minutes of play. Trojans will take back over with a second 12 minutes after this. You're watching Tanager football on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Welcome back here inside the Dakota Dome, doing some recognitions of the girls tennis team as well as the boys and girls cross country teams here at between the 30 and 40 yard lines. We're getting all the highlights there from Bill Settle's PA announcer. Pretty good crowd on hand to listen to these recognitions. Holly Fishbach getting her name mentioned as well. She's working the USD volleyball game, I believe. Maybe. She's working beside me for the USD men's basketball scrimmage. In case you ever wanted to hear more of my voice, I do some public address announcing for some USD games.
You'll be at it in 2 days again.
We've got a baby on the field down at the goal line.
Uh-oh.
We've got a rogue fan. He tried scoring a touchdown on the Tanagers, but he is now being walked off, and now he's running back over to possibly his mother down at the far sideline. As we're back in action, second quarter gets started. Jet sweep to Buche Knight, and he'll get a gain of about 6 yards on the play to the 35-yard line along the far side. Third down, and they're going to call it 1 for West Central on their own 36-yard line.
And that was the same play that we saw. It's the first play of the football game, go for a touchdown. Try to go back to it with Buche Knight and his ability and elusiveness so far in tonight's football game. We'll see if we try to get to him a little bit more. Third down and short. It was going to be a pass play the way that offensive lineman was backing up, and it's going to be a false start.
I believe that was Ashton Gebhardt, the senior offensive lineman, 6'1", 205. Took about 3 steps back, then looked down at their wristband. Now I don't know about you, Heath, but we did not have snap counts on our wristband. We also did not have wristbands.
You didn't have wristbands?
No, our quarterback was the only one who did.
Not only do we have wristbands, Cole.
We also had a very simple playbook that we ran very well. We ran for 450 yards one game.
Cole, I'll tell you more about wristbands here in just a moment.
Roll out to the right, Gross fires to Buche Knight past the 40. It's complete. Spins his way to the 46-yard line where he is taken down. And that is where the Trojans will have first down and 10. 15-yard pitch and catch for first down.
Depending on my high school, Cole, if you were cool enough, you got to wear 2 different wristbands, one for offense and one for defense. The only question was make sure you're looking at the right one when they call the numbers in, especially on 1 through 20. You only have 20 plays defensively. Sometimes you look at the wrong play defensively and have to straight yourself out as an offensive lineman.
Handoff up the right side to Hayden Whiting. He is wrapped up just past the line of scrimmage and brought down backwards. Gain of 2 on the play. 4 carries now for 12 yards, brings up second down and 8. Carter Gross, by the way, 2 for 3, 68 yards and a touchdown. Both those receptions to Buche Knight. 68 yards. Buche Knight also has 63 yards on the ground with a touchdown. Second down and a long 8 for the Trojans. Run out to the left. Carter Gross on the far sideline. He is smacked and brought down after a 1-yard gain. Cameron Bodolfson in there to make the final hit. Gain of 1 brings up third down and 7.
Well, I think, Cole, as an offensive lineman, you have to wear a specific wristband because we only need to know if it was a run or a pass. We weren't smart enough to know the whole entire play, otherwise it would confuse us.
Yeah, we had, like I said, a pretty simple playbook.
Run the football.
And as the offensive
run
line,
the football.
we listened to
run the football.
We listened to 2 words in the entire play call. Gross back to pass, looking right, now looking left, fires straight down the middle. He's looking for Hayden higher, and it's complete through 2 defenders, and he's in for the 52-yard touchdown. 51 yards, excuse me. Could have been intercepted by two different Tanager defenders. They both went up and missed, and it was caught by Hayden Heyer. As it was Brock Wilroth and Elijah Lara colliding with each other, trying to both make the play.
Yeah, Cole, you just said it. I mean, that feels like that's a play there that Vermillion's either going to intercept it or at least knock it down, and it's going to be fourth down. In the end, the last result that you're probably going to think of is when you have that many defenders around, West Central coming away with it and then scoring.
Snap spot, kick is up. Dominic Butt's PAT is no good. Off to the right, so 9:26 to go in the second quarter. Trojans 20, Tanagers 10. Back to the Dome in a minute.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
So Denver pulls back within 3.
I've got too many things playing right now on my computer. I'm watching this game. I'm watching the MVP Titans game. I've got the USD volleyball game over in the SCSC. As Grant Rohrig once again stuck his hands up, went through his hands and out of bounds, so no free kick out of bounds penalty. The Tanager will have it at the 22, first down and 10. Coach Budmeyer pleading his case with the near side official, but now it's happened twice for the Tanagers.
There's a theory about onside kicking and how you should have a chance at recovering it more at the high school level and setting yourself up in a better field position than it is giving the ball to the other team and scoring. It also allows your chance to have more possessions in the game with your offense, even if the onside recover is made by the receiving team. Well, a lot of confusion on this play.
4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Christofferson back to pass, quick pass, Lara. Got his face mask tugged. It'll be a 5-yard penalty if the Tanagers choose to accept it, but it's a pitch and catch of 6 yards. So then they're going to take the 1st and 5.
Like you said, Cole, completely accidental. One of those easy calls to make. It wasn't held on there long, but just a slight tug.
Trojans now 4 penalties for 30 yards. Again, high school football, one of the rare instances where we have just a 5-yard face mask as well.
And it is going to be added to the end of the play, Cole, so it's going to be a first down and 10.
Interesting. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line for Vermillion. Christofferson back to pass, quick out to Lara. It is complete for another gain of 5 yards, brings up 2nd and 5. Excuse me, that was correct. Bill Settles is correct. Number 4, Trenton Thomas on the catch.
And again, we're starting to see Vermillion here in the second quarter go back to more of the quick passes, the quick screens, the quick curl routes, looking for slants over the middle. That's where Vermillion has a lot of success in their passing game as well, because we do know this offensive line can't always hold up with the pressure that Trojans or any football team brings. And they've had a lot of success on the quick passes this season.
Hayden Christofferson now 4 for 4, 97 yards, and a touchdown pass. 2 receivers right, 1 left, handoff up the middle. Voss fighting his way towards the marker. It'll be close.
It'll be a first down.
I believe they are going to give it to him. Yep, referees saying to stop the clock. It's a 5-yard gain for Bryce Voss. Ooh, that's a tough spot there by the umpire.
It looked like the far official had it easily past the chains there, Cole.
And now we're going to get a measurement. As very rarely do you see this a lot in high school, is the crews will mark it right on the yard line for this exact.
And cool, it's also, like you said, surprising, given the context of not only where it's at, but where we're at in the game. This is a 3-point game, 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're going to measure this out. We got to make sure we're right. With 8:15 left to go in the second quarter, ball at the 40-yard line, or just past the 40-yard line, trailing by 10. Just
scoot it forward 2 inches.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Roll.
You don't need to sit here and measure this one out.
Oh, they're going to have to bring out the note card. It's short by an inch. Again, I am a huge proponent of officials. Love them. 90% of them are great and even better human beings. But you see all the time in high school football, especially where crews will mark it right on the yard line for this.
Move along.
Like,
here we go.
Like this, you mark it 2 yards forward, you know automatically it's a first down. Instead, we have third and literally 3 inches.
If that. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's what's going to happen is the center for Vermillion is going to go out there, and by the time he picks it up and scoots it forward a little bit, it's going to be in first down territory. Just like that. He just did it. The ball is past the line to gain right now. Christofferson fumbled the snap. His knee was down.
His knee's down.
And it's going to be a loss of 2 yards. Bad snap as the Trojans were showing a rush.
On the opposite side, if you're West Central, perfect.
Absolutely.
It can't get any better for us. I mean, now just not get the first down, but now they screw up the snap. You never go underneath center. It's a loss of a couple yards. Perfect.
But again, the center, Oscar Pasick, by the time he had picked up the ball and adjusted it to where he wanted it, it was past the line to gain. And again, 90% of the officiating crews in high school football would mark that on the line of scrimmage. But we're going to go for it. 4th down and 1 3/8 yards to go. Receiver either side, 2 running back set for Hayden Christofferson. Snap back. Christofferson back to pass. Facing a rush. Fires over the middle. Looking for Rohrig, and it's incomplete. Great defensive play there by Carter Gross, the starting quarterback. And it's a turnover on downs at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 Trojans.
And if I'm Coach Budmeyer, certainly having a... Are you serious? That one feels just like I said, Cole, a little weird. I'm all about that in the fourth quarter, close game, but the context of the game just felt a little weird that we're measuring that. Now, Cole, remember that. If we see any more close to the chains, you better be measuring it now every single time. You got it.
That's the other problem with doing that exactly like they were is Gross back to pass. Pumps. Now he's going to roll out to the right. I'll finish my thought in a little bit. Trying to direct traffic, chase down from behind, lobs it up, and it is going to be maybe caught. No, they're going to say incomplete. It was caught by Hayden Heyer, but he was laying. His bottom half of his body was out of bounds. Great call there by our officials. Again, don't get me wrong. I am a huge proponent for all things officials, no matter what level it is. That was a great call there by that near side referee. But like you said, going back to my original thought, now that you've measured one that was that close, every time it's that close, now you have to do that the rest of the game.
Which for them, it doesn't matter how long we're here. They're already getting paid. They just got to show up. They just got to show up and do their job, so it doesn't matter for them.
Well, unfortunately for them, they are not paid by the hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Their check is already written out. Flag on the play. Jet sweep. Buche Knight to the right side, 40. 35 before he's pushed out of bounds by Elijah Lara. Flag on the play. Let's see what we're going to get. This one was thrown by our referee in the white hat. Illegal motion, because motion is 2 hands, shift is 1. 5-yard penalty, it'll back him up. I'll see if I can watch it back, see what we've got. As I believe they're going to get the running back, Hayden Whiting. Yep, running back Hayden Whiting left just before the snap, so then you have 2 guys in motion. That's illegal motion. So another penalty on the Trojans. 5 penalties for 35 yards. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Gross stands at the 49, his own 49-yard line to take the snap on 2nd and 15. Back Gross over the middle, and it's incomplete. Laser beam intended for Tanner Wagner goes well behind him, and the ball is still rolling all the way down at the 9-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and a long 15 for the Tanagers, the Trojans.
This is really the first time we've seen West Central backed up so far tonight. They've had either manageable 3rd downs or they haven't gotten to this situation. Go look for Buche Knight. He's going to be here on this near side, closest to us. He's been the playmaker so far tonight for West Central.
2 catches for 68 yards. Now Gross, designed quarterback draw. He's going to be close to the line to gain for the Trojans. And they're going to call him a half-yard short. 14.5-yard gain there for Carter Gross on the draw up the middle.
Yeah, that was a design quarterback keeper all the way. They spread everything out and get exactly the design they wanted for. Now they're quickly back on the ball.
They're going to say he was a full yard short, 14-yard gain. Quick clap. Try to get him to jump offside. Now we'll look back to the far sideline, back before the 50, and try to get a snap. Tanagers showing a 6-man rush. Now Knight in motion. Going to be a handoff on the jet sweep to Knight. He's got a 1st down and more. He's met at the 28-yard line, but he will have a 1st down. Tackled there by Brock Wilroth, and it's a 1st and 10.
And again, Cole, we go back to what we've talked about so far, kind of poking fun or whatever you may want to say about the wristbands, but that's exactly what Vermillion shows. They show 8 in the box, and they go, all right, let's pause. We want to get away from the stack box now. We're going to recall the play. This is going to be a jet sweep. This plays perfectly into the hands of West Central. And again, make it to your playmaker. 1st down for the Trojans.
Now a handoff, Hayden Whiting up the middle. He's met by Bottlefson, number 59 in there on the tackle, but he's going to drag him for about a 5-yard gain. Hayden Whiting, 5 carries, 17 yards. Carter Gross, 7 carries for 31, and Buche Knight, 3 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. Buche Knight also with 68 yards through the air.
I'm going to be methodical as well from West Central. The way this game has gone so far, we've seen nothing but a lot of big plays. With 5:14 remaining in this second quarter from West Central, I want to try to give us minimal time. I don't want the football back, basically what I'm saying, in this second half, unless Vermillion goes 3 and out.
Be a handoff. Whiting tries taking it up the left side. He is met at the line of scrimmage and tackled behind the line. So they officially credit this to. They're going to say a gain of a yard. Bottlefson in there on the tackle once more.
Remember, this is 4-down territory, too, at the ball at the 21-yard line. If you're West Central, this can be another simple run play up the middle or something on the ground. You don't need to get the 1st down. You just can't move backwards if you're the Trojans. Again, be methodical in your play call, see what the defense gives you, and work from there. Again, but don't need to be in a hurry if you're West Central.
2 receivers left, 2 tight ends right. Snap back, short motion Knight. Gross will throw it over to him on the drag route, and Buche Knight with his 3rd touchdown of the evening. 27-yard pitch and catch from Gross to Buche Knight. 3rd total touchdown for Buche Knight, the junior running back, 5'7", 150. And he got the ball in space, and there was nobody going to catch him.
Yeah, he comes on the simple crossing route over the middle. There gets to be confusion on who is going to pick him up. Ultimately, Bottlefson, as the linebacker, saying, that's not my responsibility. I'm a linebacker. I can't run with a guy that kind of speed. Again, a lot of confusion on who is going to follow him as he went across the middle of the field. And from there, he's able to capitalize, get him for the hat trick tonight.
Snap spot, PAT is up, and this one is through. 4:20 to go, second quarter. Trojans 27, Tanagers 10. Back to the Dakota Dome in 30 seconds. You're watching Tanager football on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today, and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Welcome back inside the Dakota Dome. 4:20 to go in the first half. Trojans out to a 17-point lead over the Vermillion Tanagers. Dominic Butts set to kick off once more. Going to be a soft dribbler past the 50. It's still loose. Fighting for it at the 45-yard line. And it's recovered by the Trojans. Nobody for the Tanagers was even close to the 50-yard line, which it needs to cross before the Trojans can get it.
And Cole, they also, to go back on your tape delay up here, they also start turning around immediately. Look at that. You got guys turning around. You got to watch the ball get kicked, especially when they've been doing it all game long. You got to be preaching special teams. It's the third part of the game. You got to make sure you're getting it right. Vermillion, on the kickoff return, was turning around before the ball was even being kicked. Big lapse that time, and that was just a simple Pat McAfee that made that famous a few years ago. Just kick it straight and get back on top of it, make it go 10 yards.
First and 10 for the Trojans on the Tanager 46-yard line. Again, believe it or not, I was on our kick return team, the MVP Titans, and that was rule number 1, is you never turn your back until the ball is over your head. Good scouting there by the Trojans. Tanagers bring a good rush, but Gross going to run up the right side. He's got space to run past the 25. Falls forward to the 23-yard line. 23-yard run. It's first and 10.
And again, Cole, I'm still, like I said, I know I just said it a moment ago, but 4-5 now here at the 24-yard line, 23-yard line. If I'm West Central, I'm going to be methodical. I really don't want to give Vermillion Tanagers the football back here in this first half.
But if you're going to keep on scoring, might as well. 3 receivers left. It's a quick pitch over to you. Colt Gary breaks one tackle. He's upended at the 13-yard line. 10-yard pitch and catch, and they're going to say it's a first down.
Cole? You better be sure about that, because again, you set the precedence earlier. Because it's right at the chains, right what they're saying. Now, everyone was indicating as the officials first down, so I'm going to give it to them. But it was right there at the chains. Got to be careful.
5 for 7, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns. Backward pass, Knight. Great defensive play along that far side. That was Nolan Nygren. Nope. That's not number 8. That's number 6. Traquin Thomas in there on the tackle. It is a loss of quite a ways. Brings up second down and 19.
Yeah, big loss that time for West Central. Begin with this offense that they had. They've been able to hit big plays. And begin, but it also does play a little bit in their favor, Cole. It's a loss of 9, but also doesn't make it any easier for them to score and use more of this clock.
2:51, Gross, another designed quarterback draw. He'll bounce out of one tackle. He'll be wrapped up by the second defender. Big tackle that time by Hayden John, junior defensive lineman. Going to be a gain of, I'm going to call it 4. Bill Settle's going to call it 5. I'm going to call it 4.
Someone's got to disagree, right?
9 carries, 58 yards for Carter Gross. Brings up third down and 15. Ball is at the Tanager 18-yard line. Trojans in the red zone once more. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Snap back. Gross looking left, throws a fade, and it is bobbled, intercepted along the far side. Traquin Thomas. Pass was intended to Tanner Wagner. Wagner was trying to run almost more of a post. Gross threw a fade route, and it's picked off. First and 10 Tanagers at their own 7-yard line, 2:04 to go.
Yeah, it looks like a complete miscommunication on the route that was going to be ran that time, and big miss by West Central. Again, it's the second time now that they have recovered an onside kick. Both times they've done that, Cole, now they have not capitalized on scoring. Again, leave it what you may, but that's 14 points because both times West Central was driving.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Ryan Chapman in the backfield for Hayden Christofferson. Standing at his own 2-yard line. Takes the snap, drops back, fires quickly over the right, caught Cale Cleveland. Will try to break 1 tackle, but he's going to be down at the 15-yard line. Clock still going to run. Gain of 8, second down and 2.
Yeah, he was tackled inbounds and kind of rolled up, and he was hoping to be spotted out of bounds. Good call there by the official to keep that clock moving.
5 of 6, 105 yards now for Hayden Christofferson. Same formation. Back to pass. Looking down the middle for Lara, just thrown behind him and incomplete.
Yeah, he was trying to adjust his body midair. As you mentioned, Cole was behind him as he had to go back to his back pocket to try to reel that one in. Certainly a tough play for the young man, but does stop the clock at 1:36. Vermillion does have all 3 timeouts remaining as well, so if they would like to go to a run play, they can. But Cole, again, West Central also has all 3 of their timeouts. If they don't get the first down, but they run the football 4th and short, if you will, West Central is going to call a timeout. They're going to try to score again before halftime.
I was going to say the exact same thing. If you're going to run it, you have to get a first down. 1 receiver either side, 2 running backs set for Christofferson. Claps his hands, back to pass, fires over the middle, and it's complete to Rohrig. And it's going to be clock stop, no timeout call, just a clock stop for the first down. 1st and 10 Tanagers at their own 21.
Yeah, reset the chains when it comes to high school football, so every time you have to reset the chains, you do have to stop the clock.
2 catches for 61 yards now for Grant Rohrig. 6 for 7, 110 for Hayden Christofferson. 3 receivers right, 1 left, 118 and counting here in the half. Christofferson back to pass. Fires over the middle, and it's going to be caught. Great catch there by Elijah Lara at the 34-yard line. Pitch and catch of 13 yards, 1st down and 10.
You can't call a timeout here, Cole. I know everyone's like, call a timeout, but if you call a timeout, you give the defense a chance to reset. You want to keep them reeling right now.
Same formation, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Christofferson with a running back to his left. 1st and 10 at the 34, 60 seconds to go in the half. Trojans bring 5. Pass over the middle, and it's punched out, incomplete. Great defensive play there by Hayes Kane, the senior linebacker, to punch it out from Elijah Lara. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 34.
One thing, though, Vermillion does have to recognize now is under a minute remaining. So, again, all 3 timeouts left to use, but you got to start moving the football as well. Realistically, you're only at the 34-yard line, so you still have a ways to go. Again, Vermillion does have a field goal kicker. We've already seen him hit one from 32 yards earlier to get the first points of the game. But, again, if you're Vermillion Tanagers down by 17, you want a touchdown.
2 receivers right. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, wide side for the solo receiver. Christofferson back to pass. He's rushed. Going to step up. Oh, fakes a throw, and he is brought down in the backfield, leveled that time by number 65, Nick Larang, and a timeout called by the Tanagers. The loss of 4 brings up 3rd down and 14 at the 30-yard line. Second time Christofferson's been sacked.
Want to do just see him on the bottom here, so all the fans out there at home, I know it again doesn't matter for Vermillion, but for West Central, Lennox is leading right now as they're getting close to halftime over Del Rapids, 20-7. Again, I thought it was going to be a very, very interesting game. Of course, Lennox needs some help if they want to get back into the top 4 and host a first round of playoff football game. But it feels like no matter what, they're still going to be locked in potentially at that number 4 spot and have a date with Sioux Falls Christian potentially in the semifinals.
Again, we'll have all the Class 11A scores as well as a lot of other scores from across the state of South Dakota. Again, all 7 classes playing everybody today. It's playoffs for 9-man, 11B, 11A, AA, and AAA in the final regular season game. And we'll have all of those scores coming up on the Vermillion Tanagers Live halftime show. We come out of the break, 3rd down and 14 at the 30-yard line. Tanagers in a jumbo set. Now they're going to motion everybody out. 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Christofferson, straight roll. Now it's a backwards pass to Caleb Lara. He's at the 35-40 with a block. Going to be close to the first down. And they are going to give him the first down. 15-yard gain on the pass to Caleb Lara. Backwards pass, so he was eligible to catch that pass. Wearing number 55, 1st down and 10. Ball is at the 44-yard line. Clock is rolling. 25, gotta go. Gotta snap the football. Christofferson, straight drop. Looking right, he's gonna heave it down the far sideline. It is caught all the way down there to the far sideline. Big pitch and catch by Trenton Thomas of the Vermillion Tanagers. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
And they don't want to use another timeout, even though Vermillion does have 2 remaining yet.
And it's going to be a spike to stop the clock. 30-yard catch and an incompletion. So now I can catch up on my stat keeping.
Yeah, that one, a big play for the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, still sitting on 2 timeouts, and it feels like they might have been able to use one, but you know where they're at right now at the 26-yard line. They're going to be looking now for one big play, not necessarily a touchdown, but let's get pick up about 10 to 15 yards and then have a chance at the end zone on short. Look for something over the middle or back to this near side if you're the Vermillion Tanagers.
So then we had a whistle.
Officials time out there for something on equipment. We're good.
All right. 12 seconds to go. 2 running back set. By the way, Hayden Christofferson, 9 for 11, 168 yards passing. Christofferson, 2 receivers either side, 2 tight ends. Back to pass. Looking. Double moved on the far sideline, and it's just overthrown over the hands of Trenton Thomas, incomplete.
Yeah, that play doesn't work a lot on teams besides the Minnesota Vikings, but oh, I had to give that one to you, Cole. But nice. I like the idea there. But
you're lucky I had my microphone up. I just bought. Oh,
sorry, Cole.
I would have gotten myself suspended.
Sorry, Cole.
3rd down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Again, Tanagers just trying to get a quick touchdown pass. If not, let Oscar Edlin try to attempt a career-long 42-yarder. 2 receivers right, 1 left, 2 running back set. Christofferson takes the snap, drops back quickly, fires on the far sideline, and it's short. Intended for Thomas once more, incomplete. So now with 6 seconds to go, what do you do here?
I might be looking for the end zone, Cole. I don't know if Edlin's got that big of a leg. I mean, certainly you'd love for him to have the temp, but I wonder if you go back to that spike ball on 2nd down and you decide to spike it, not use a timeout there if that's going to come back. And I'm not necessarily talking about the clock, but just more time to think about things and still have a timeout in your back pocket. Again, looking for something potentially over the middle. I mean, you still have everything that is available for you for the Vermillion Tanagers, but since that spike, it just feels like they've been kind of hurried up, trying to make something happen downfield. Then on that last play, maybe not the correct route ran there because it looked like for something curl back to the out of bounds, stop the clock. But yeah, for Vermillion now with 6 seconds, Cole, and it being 4th down, I'll look for something to the end zone. Use all 6 seconds, make something happen. If you don't get it, you go to halftime down by 17, but a valiant effort. And the final 2 minutes for the Vermillion Tanagers off the interception. Have to give them credit for the defensive stop as well.
By the way, Vikings just scored their first points of the game. They're down 14-3. Will Reichert still yet to miss a field goal.
Now, they put the Vikings on Thursday Night Football, right? Because usually you put the crappy teams on Thursday Night Football.
Probably.
I'm just kidding with you, Cole.
6 seconds out there. 2 receivers either side. Tanager offense still out there. 1 timeout in the back pocket. Lara in motion. Christofferson back to pass. He's looking for the end zone. Fires over the middle, and it's intercepted. Interception by Carter Gross. He's going to be tackled at the 30 and brought back. We've got a flag on the play. We'll see if this extends it by a play or not. If it was on. Okay. Got to remember my enforcement rules here. If it was on Vermillion after the interception, they would get another play.
I wonder if it's going to be a horse collar. Nope, illegal blocking back.
Okay,
that
so
the game.
It's on West Central, and that will end the half as the penalty will be declined. After 24 minutes of play, West Central Trojans 27, the Vermillion Tanagers 10. We're going to step aside here on Vermillion Tanagers Live. When we come back, stats from the first 24 minutes, all kinds of scores from across the state of South Dakota. That is all on the way next after this 3-minute break here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer, Murph Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the Tanangers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Welcome to Buche Foods at Al's Oasis Plaza. My great-grandfather, Gus Buche, opened the first store in 1905. I'm R.F. Buche, the president of Buche Foods. We aren't your typical store. You'll find everything you need for your family. You'll save money, and I promise you're going to enjoy your grocery shopping experience. We carry a lot of locally produced products and some things you just aren't going to find anywhere else. South Dakota owned, family owned, Buche Foods.
Hey kids, it's never too early to start planning for your future. Did you know Masaba provides scholarships and tuition assistance? They are committed to your success, offering engineering, drafting, and welding opportunities, plus scholarships, job shadowing, and mentorship programs. Learn more at masabainc.com/careers. When I grow up, I want to work at Masaba.
Masaba Manufacturing. Unlock your future and rock with us.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for low-gun equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Welcome back here inside the Dakota Dome. Cole Larsch alongside me, Heath Nimke. Thank you for tuning in to Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. As you can see, the pride of Vermillion, the Vermillion High School Pet Band getting started to perform their halftime performance. Had a little senior night introduction for all of them as well. Give you the first half stats. First for the visiting West Central Trojans, 27 points in half number one. Carter Gross, their quarterback, 6 for 9, 147 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Passing touchdowns for 53, 51, and 27 yards. Really hindering his numbers there were his last pass for -9 and an interception for his last 2 attempts. His receiving leader, Buche Knight, 4 catches, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hayden Heyer with a 51-yard touchdown catch, and Colt Gary with the 10-yard catch late in that second quarter. Rushing-wise, their leading rusher, Buche Knight, 3 carries, 69 yards, and a 56-yard touchdown in there as well. Carter Gross, the quarterback, 9 carries for 58 yards, and Hayden Whiting, 6 carries for 18 yards. They had 5 penalties for 35 yards in half number one. Statistically,
For the Vermillion Tanagers, Hayden Christofferson, 9 for 14, 168 yards, a touchdown and an interception on that last throw. Elijah Lara, 2 catches for 18 yards. Trenton Thomas, 2 catches for 35. Cale Cleveland, 2 catches for 39 yards and a touchdown. Your receiving leader, Grant Rohrig, 2 catches for 61 yards. And Caleb Lara with a 15-yard touchdown catch again. Yes, you did hear that right. Caleb Lara, number 55, the offensive lineman, with a 15-yard catch. Rushing-wise, well, it's not been much for the Vermillion Tanagers. Your rushing leader, 1 carry for 24 yards. Elijah Lara. Then Bryce Voss, 4 carries for 16 yards. Ryan Chapman, 2 carries for 6 yards. Hayden Christofferson, 5 carries for a loss of 3, and 2 sacks in there as well. As you can hear in the background, the pride of Vermillion, the Vermillion High School Marching Band performing for us here at halftime. Tanagers had 2 penalties for 10 yards there in half number 1. Turn it over to my broadcast partner, Heath Nimke. Heath, the first half is kind of exactly what we expected from either of these two squads. I mean, maybe a little bit more rushing from both of these teams, but big offensive plays passing is what we've seen from them so far this season, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, it's Buche Knight that has really been dynamic. Again, his ability all season long, but we've seen it on display tonight inside the Dakota Dome of just him getting out in space, and Vermillion has had no answer in shutting him down, and that'll be one thing that I expect to key in a little bit more on for the Vermillion Tanagers defensively, but it's hard to stop a guy like Buche Knight when, again, you talk about someone who gets out in space and can just simply make you miss. 3 touchdowns, a hat trick for him so far tonight, and I look for the West Central Trojans to keep going to him. For Vermillion, just keep on flying around. They should have great things offensively tonight. Responding defensively as well. Again, you take away the 3 big touchdown plays Buche Knight has had. Vermillion has done a good job defensively. They just have to also work on one other part of their game for tonight, and that's special teams. I mean, it's just West Central continues to kick onside kicks or short pooch kicks, trying to find the ball and get the ball back. They've been successful 2 different times in recovering it. Both times, West Central has not scored any points off that, but I don't expect anything to really change from them. Special teams for West Central going into this second half. So Vermillion just needs to be expecting it and do a better job than what they did in that first half.
Let's look at some scores from around the state of South Dakota. First here in Class 11A. In your halftime score here in the Dakota Dome, 27-10, the West Central Trojans lead over the Vermillion Tanagers. Out west, playing for trying to get into the 8th spot, Belle-Fourche leads Rapid City Christian 7-0. However, the team in that 8th spot right now is the Canton Seahawks, and they led 17-12 at halftime, and Tri-Valley just opened up the second half with a touchdown. Tri-Valley now leads 19-17. Sioux Falls Christian, to nobody's surprise, leads Dakota Valley 34-3. 24 minutes until Dakota Valley will be eliminated from the playoff contention in Class 11A. Halftime, Lennox leads Del Rapids 20-14. Custer leads Lakota Tech 42-0. Again, that Tri-Valley Canton scored 19-17, and Madison leads Millbank 14-6. Those are your scores from Class 11A. Now we're going to start at the smallest class, Class 9B, and work our way up as all these classes now are in the playoff scenario. Mr. Nimke, 9B.
9B playoffs have been a snooze fest. Besides currently the 8-9 matchup of Kadoka and Corsica Stickney at halftime, Kadoka area leads 20-16. Otherwise, top seeds not only are winning, but dominating. Del Rapids St. Mary's, the number 1 seed's already on to the second round. The 4 seed Fulton area is beating Burke 54-16 as they head to halftime. Number 5 seed Selly Buttes is all over Hitchcock Tulare 34-0. They're halfway through the third quarter. At the end of the first half, the number 2 seed Avon all over Oldham Ramona Rutland, and that one's a special game as well for ORR. It could be the final game that they play when it comes to their co-op. They could be dissolving as a school coming up in December. A lot of conversations that are happening over in that area. Otherwise, you talk about the rest of what's going on. The 7 seed, Sioux Falls Lutheran all over the 10 seed, Iroquois Lake Preston 42-6. Number 3, Coleman Egan beating up on Arlington 42-0. And number 6, Harriet Selby area on top of Canastota 20-0 as there's 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. As I mentioned, Cole, not a whole lot of close games when it comes to 9B.
As we look over now at Class 9A, kind of the similar situation going on. Not much going on in 9A. Number 1, Wall with the Mercy Rule victory over 11 McIntosh. Number 8, Castlewood with the big win over Dupree, 46-12. Phillip leads Esteline Hendricks in the 4-13 matchup, 22-8. And we just had Esteline Hendricks on Friday. They're keeping that one close. Number 5, Ipswich with the Mercy Rule victory over Hardin County Bison. Number 2, Warner leads 28-6 over Timber Lake. Number 7, Howard leads number 10, Centerville, 22-20. That one's at halftime there. Number 3, Alcester Hudson leads Dubrook area, 20-0. And number 6, Platte Geddes leads number 14, Lyman area. So as it stands right now, unless Centerville can continue to come back and win that one, all the top 8 seeds will advance in 9A.
Well, finally, let's find ourselves some upsets when it comes to seeding-wise on the 9AA side. First off, Freeman, Marion, Freeman Academy, also in their final year as a co-op, as again, Marion will be leaving to go join Parker next year on the football side. They're already together everywhere else, but might as well go out with a bang. The number 1 seed gets the dominating victory over Garrettson, 59-7. A slight upset depending on who you ask. The 9 seed, Kimball White Lake, defeats the 8 seed, Britt Heckla, in a rock fight, 14-7.
Not an upset.
Again, I'd agree. Seed number wise, I'm just saying.
No, I agree, but not an upset.
4 seed Hill City all over Great Plains Lutheran at halftime, 26-0. Also Hamlin all over Scotland Meadow, 57-0. That one will end at halftime. Number 2, Elkton Lake Benton, a team that's in discussion for making a run at Freeman, Marion at Freeman Academy, 42-0 over DeSmit. Gotta love the Bulldogs. Cole, you and I were just up in DeSmit last week. Another slight upset seed-wise, but these are 2 great teams. Number 10, Hanson leads it over Viborg Hurley, 39-14. They're heading into the fourth quarter there. Parkston all over Bennett County, 37-0 at halftime. And number 6, Bonhomme on top of Gregory at halftime, 29-12. Cole, the final class and playoffs, how's 11B looking?
Well, 11B, there's been some interesting scores so far. Elk Point Jefferson leads Flandreau, 35-6. Elk Point Jefferson, the far and away favorite. Number 8, Sioux Valley, and number 9, Parker, tied 8 apiece at the half. Number 4, Dual leads number 13, McCook Central Montrose, 22-14. Number 5, Wagner leads number 12, Chamberlain, 27-0. Bottom side of the bracket, number 2, St. Thomas More leads number 15, Hot Springs, 17-7. That one is at the half. 1 minute to go in Mount Vernon. The Titans with the 40-12 lead over Mobridge Pollock. The MVP Titans will be advancing to the second round. My alma mater, so I'm a little partial to them. Number 3, Clark Willow Lake with the 22-0 lead over Groton area. And number 11, Winner, will go up to Wessington Springs and defeat the Woonsocket Weston Springs Sanborn Central Bucks 20-12. My prediction, I had this in a text with my dad, I had Springs winning that game 20-12, so I had the exact right score, but unfortunately for me, the wrong team.
I do a lot of business up in that Wessington Springs, just that whole entire area. 2 weeks ago when I was there, Bucks fans said they have a really great team. They said Dome might be a little bit out of grasp, but we do expect to be playing during the semifinals. 2 losses against Mount Vernon, and then tonight against Winter. Their season comes to an abrupt end. Disappointing end for the Bucks. It looked like a really great team just 3 weeks ago.
It very much did. And then they had 6 turnovers against the MVP Titans last week, and they lost to Winter 20-12. As the Ryan Deal tweet has just come across, final score, MVP 40, Mobridge Pollock 12. So there you go. As we move up to 11 AA, Sioux Falls, Washington with the upset victory over T area, 27-7 now again. Depending on who you ask, the upset victory. I had actually picked this game in one of my picks of the week on our radio show. Pierre with the 49-0 win over Douglas. Aberdeen Central and Watertown in a rock fight. They are tied scoreless at the end of the first half. Brookings leads number 1 Huron 8-6 at the end of the first half there. Sturgis leads Spearfish 13-7, and Yankton with the big lead over Mitchell 34-0. Class 11 AAA, O'Gorman over Roosevelt 42-9. Sioux Falls Jefferson will upset number 1 Brandon Valley 24-21. Rapid City Central leads Rapid City Stevens 19-0, and Sioux Falls Lincoln and Harrisburg in a close one at Howard Wood 28-21. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. As you see in the bottom of your screen, 2.5 minutes before we resume inside the Dakota Dome. We're going to step aside one final time. When we come back, Vermillion Tanagers and West Central Trojans, the final 24 minutes of this one, final 24 minutes of the Tanagers season. That is all on the way next. You're watching Tanager football on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
Core Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Jensen Kennels is your safe place to take your dog while you're away. They have over 7,000 square feet of indoor run space and outdoor play yards. They pride themselves in providing enrichment both mentally and physically for all types of dog. And speaking of size, Jensen Kennels can host any size of dog, from the smallest Boston Terrier to the largest Great Dane. To find out the full services Jensen Kennels offers, check out their website and Facebook pages. Next time you need your dog to stay in a safe, fun environment, make it Jensen's Kennels.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Get your sprayer ready for winter with Grossenburg Implement's Service Department Winterization Special going on now. Through October 31st, bring in your John Deere self-propelled sprayer and get discounted labor and parts rates, only $650. And that includes genuine John Deere winterization fluid for protection down to minus 40 degrees. But hurry, this offer must be completed and by October 31st, 2025 to qualify. Stop by Grossenburg Implement and see your service or parts manager today for complete details.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olsson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olsson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Insurance rates are on the rise, and now more than ever, every penny counts. With me, John Brooks at DFS Insurance, we can look over your coverages and find the right insurance carrier to help you keep your costs down. At DFS Insurance, I'm an independent agent, which allows me to offer a variety of different carriers to fit your needs. When you're ready for your free, no obligation quote, give me a call, and we'll get you on the path to the best and most affordable insurance you need with Dakota Financial Services.
Welcome to Dakota PC Warehouse, where our staff aren't just friendly, we're certified nerds with a side of tech genius. Prepare to be awed as we unleash a barrage of geeky charm and unbeatable deals on PCs and HD TVs. And our tech gurus, armed with determination and a questionable assortment of snacks, can fix just about anything. We love technology and making it work for you. Dakota PC Warehouse, because being a nerd is our superpower.
As we come back, little onside kick action from the West Central Trojans. It was fielded on a knee by Cale Cleveland, the freshman, and the Tanagers, because they won the toss and elected to defer. They start with the football. 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line for Vermillion. And saw some good offensive flashes there late in that first half. Can they capitalize and keep the offense train rolling? Thanks for tuning in. Vermillion Tanagers Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch, my cameraman, producer, color announcer. Heath Nimke over to my left. Snap back, handoff. Now going up to the right side, Ryan Chapman fighting. Good fight for about a yard. Big tackle that time. I didn't hear the name that Bill Settle said, so I apologize, and I still can't see his number, so a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
And that's getting right back to what Vermillion kind of started the football game off, was just a simple run. They want to try to establish this run to get things going in the second half. And for Vermillion down by 17, of course, no hurry for anything special right now. We just got to make sure you are establishing yourself and get things moving offensively to start this third quarter.
2nd down and 9. 3 receivers right to the far side, wide side, 1 to the left. Trojans showing a 5-man rush. Snap back, they'll bring 4. Quick pass, run pass option. It's complete. Laura past the 45 and enough for a first down, but a flag on the play. Just past the line of scrimmage. See if we're going to pull back up my tape delay, see if I can watch. Based on where it was thrown, we're going to get a hold. Oh, we're going to get an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, good call there,
as Dane Richardson was about 5 yards downfield. So they're going to back it up 5 yards from the previous spot. It'll be 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, you're just excited to get down there and make a hit. For Dane Richardson, like I said, he got that free release and knew what he had to do, and felt like the pass was out. Unfortunately for him, it was not. And yeah, negates a big play. They're just getting that simple slant route that Vermillion's able to pick up. Again, they have so much success in their short passing.
Second down and 14. 10:54 to go in quarter number 3 here inside the Dakota Dome. 2 receivers, 2 running backs set. Christofferson, handoff. Bryce Voss, stretch to the right with a lead blocker. Gets to the line of scrimmage, original line of scrimmage, fighting for yards before he's pushed out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Pushed out of bounds by Carter Gross.
Makes it a super manageable, 3rd down and 5 upcoming for the Vermillion Tanagers. And again, trailing by 17 as well, Cole. A ball at the 48-yard line. I would even go as far as saying this is 4-down territory for the Vermillion Tanagers. I mean, you have nothing left to lose for this season.
I think it's been 4-down territory the whole game. And we haven't seen a punt from either team.
We have not.
Both teams have been going for it, so West Central knows they really don't have anything to lose except for maybe home field advantage. Vermillion for sure, nothing to lose. Receiver either side, running back to either side as well. Christofferson takes the snap. It's that double handoff. Laura with Christofferson lead blocking, but Laura is brought down way behind the line of scrimmage. Good tackle there by Dawson Junk, the senior linebacker. All those yards gained back. It's a loss of 6 on the play. Brings up 4th and 11.
You just talked about punting a moment ago. If you didn't have that on your bingo card, we could be seeing it. I can't say anything about betting because, well, FBI might be watching and listening, and I'd rather not spend any more time behind prison bars.
I think as long as you're not running illegal poker rooms that are involved with the mafia, I think you're going to be fine.
Or shaving points, I guess.
Or
I guess not shaving points, but
or betting your own unders if you're Terry Rozier, or was that his name?
Yeah. Guy who makes, $133 million so far through his NBA career. Signed for another $26.2 million, but don't worry.
Yep.
A few extra betting dollars would always help go somewhere.
Flag on the play, delay of game on the Vermillion Tanagers.
Second time they've done that.
Correct. 4 penalties now for 20 yards. I don't believe in any way that was intentional to give yourself more room to punt.
No.
But it'll back you up to 4th down and 16. 9:47 to go.
We did see, hitting Christofferson back there to punt the football. So,
yeah, they were very much in punt formation, were the Vermillion Tanagers.
Unless you're going for a fake here, Cole, get ready for anything.
I'd say it's a lot less likely on 4th and 11 than it was on 4th and 16. Snap is back. Christofferson will put a boot into it. Going to be short. Buche Knight not going to go for it. Now he's trailing for it, and the turf monster got him. It'll be a 2-yard return for Buche Knight, and the Trojans will take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
At least we didn't see anything crazy like we saw last week down in where you and I were at. We had some interesting
we did.
Had some interesting punt returns by Slade there on whether he was going to pick the football. He played chicken a couple different times. And
at one point we had a Mexican standoff, and then both players reached for the ball at the exact same time. The Minnesota Vikings, by the way, have 20 plays for 69 yards compared to 239 for the Chargers. In case any sad Vikings fans like me out there. Gross rollout, late break, Buche Knight, and the pass is complete at the 40-yard line, and he shoved it out of bounds at the 32. Another big gain for Carter Gross to Buche Knight.
And again, Cole, it looks like we got an injured player, and it might be Buche Knight. Of course, where our camera angle and the way they go down underneath here inside the Dakota Dome, we can't quite see exactly what happened. But, yeah, Buche Knight did not come back out onto the field, so hopefully he's okay. They're going to bring trainers over, and potentially where this is happening at, if it's far enough away from the field of play, they will still keep this game going. There's a few different West Central fans, though, looking underneath us, trying to see what's exactly happening. They're going to bring the players off the field now.
And we are going to step aside here on Vermillion Tanagers Live. Hope that Buche Knight is all right. Back after the injury timeout on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
As we welcome you back here inside the Dakota Dome, again, good sight to see Buche Knight walking off to the Trojan side of the field under his own power. It's unfortunate if he would be out for the rest of this game or even the rest of the season. So far, Buche Knight, 5 catches, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 carries, 69 yards for a touchdown as well. But at least good to see that he was able to walk off under no assistance from either of the West Central trainers. Gross, fake handoff, now passes over Hayden Heyer past the 30-yard line. Going to be a gain of 5 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 5.
And again, this is where we have seen West Central struggle so far tonight, is getting down here into deep into enemy territory. They just have not been able to capitalize. We've seen 2 different times, but now this is the 3rd time. Could potentially be that they've crossed the 30 and have not come away with points. We'll see if they can't change that here on this drive and really put this one away. Again, they're up 3 possessions right now.
Yeah, you talk about a lot of teams most times with red zone efficiency. Trojans right now, you could talk about inside the 35-yard line efficiency has not been very good. As a handoff straight up the middle, Braylon Robbins, the sophomore running back, gets a loss of 1. 3rd down and 6. Nice Voss in there on the tackle.
And Cole, they're just starting the second half between Del Rapids and Lennox. We'll keep an eye on that game because that one's, of course, of interest for West Central here tonight.
Not Robbins. Carter Gross will complete a 6-yard pass to number 87, Tanner Wagner. That's enough for a 1st down. 1st down and 10, Trojans now on the Tanager 23.
Again, they're in no hurry as well. Again, up 3 possessions. Right? It's a 17-point lead, so they got nothing but time to kill. You're the Trojans. Oh, by the way, Cole, how much would you love to be West Central? The way this into fall season has gone, starting to get cold outside, into your last game of the regular season here inside the Dome. You wouldn't mind those type of weather conditions.
Well, I could also view it as a disadvantage as you're not getting ready for this fall weather coming up, as the rest of their game is going to be played outdoors until the potential championship game.
I don't know about that. I would be enjoying the weather inside the Dome.
Well, yes, 1,000,000%, as Carter Gross Design run up the right side, gain of 7 yards.
Now, I prepared to always be outside when I got home back from my travels today. It was 58 degrees inside my house. So I'm always ready for the cold weather.
Says the guy who usually has his place at 80 during the summer. Handoff Robbins, left side. He's bounced outside, and he's wrapped up for a loss. Good tackle there by the Tanagers. Caleb Lara, one of the first Tanagers in there. Gain of nothing. 2 carries now for a loss of 1 yard for number 6, Braylon Robbins. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. As you can hear, Dakota Dome. We turn up our 3rd headset, more of our crowd mic. Not a lot going on in the crowd. Gross, another designed run. Had a running back swing out behind him, see if they're going to fake a swing pass, but it's another 7-yard carry, maybe 8. 6, 7, 8 yards. We're going to call it 8 yards. 11 carries, 73 yards for the quarterback, Carter Gross, and it's 1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
It's the first time we've said 1st and goal for them, too. I mean, again, we have talked about the hitting the big plays. Well, they really haven't had a 1st and goal yet tonight.
1st and goal at the 8 again, letting the clock run down. 6 minutes and counting. Back judge puts his hand up. They've got 10 to snap. Gross. Direct run over to the right. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, get a gain of about 4 yards on the play. Tackled by Traquan Thomas. Duke Job also in there on the stop. 12 carries now for 77 yards.
Man, he's starting to really use his legs a whole lot more, especially on this drive. It's been designed quarterback keepers, and Cole, they're really starting to slow down this 3rd quarter. They really kind of want to get Vermillion's only had that 1 possession here offensively. Otherwise, it has been all West Central so far in this 3rd quarter.
Snap and a handoff. Robbins pushing his lead blockers, trying to get past that goal line. He's going to get a gain of 2 before he's stopped. Bryce Voss, Caleb Lara, Cameron Bottleson in there on the tackle.
And obviously this is going to be 4-down territory for West Central, again up by 3 possessions. If you don't get it here on this, you go for it on 4th down. Even if you don't get it on 4th down, you put Vermillion well behind where they want to be. It's going to be a big challenge for them. So again, 4-down territory for West Central. We'll see what they drop on 3rd down and goal.
3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. 2 receivers left, run right, clap of the hands, look back at the offensive signal callers, and they're going to call a timeout. We will step aside and take it with them. 4:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. Trojans with a 27-10 lead over the Tanagers. Back to the Dakota Dome after this.
Crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Welcome back inside the Dakota Dome. Again, we're keeping our eyes on the Lennox-Dell Rapids game. Lennox Orioles with 1:53 to go in the 3rd quarter have it 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line, run to the left, and Lennox has scored once again. The Lennox Orioles with 1:46 to go in the 3rd quarter have taken a 26-14 lead over the Dell Rapids Quarriers. We'll keep our eyes on that score as we resume here in the Dakota Dome. 4:38 to play 3rd quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 tight ends right, and before the snap, a quick timeout called by Coach Budmeyer. I believe the referee signaled backwards. I'm fairly confident it was a timeout called by Coach Budmeyer.
Yeah, I say it. There might have even been a false start on that play. I mean, as the timeout was being called, obviously, but
watch it back here on my tape delay. Again, we're still at 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Oh, and I looked up and I missed it. Let's go back and watch it back.
Maybe not.
Everything's all negated. 1:46 to go in Del Rapids. The Lennox Orioles with the 28-14 lead over Del Rapids.
Like I said, besides that Sioux Falls Christian team, I really think Lennox might be one of the scariest teams.
If they can get on the opposite side of the bracket, I think they're determined to meet inside the Dome, which a game that I will be doing PA announcing for.
Be a rematch as well from what we
rematch of last year. Yep.
Saw in Class A.
Other scores from across the state. Again, to no surprise, Sioux Falls Christian with a 37-point lead over Dakota Valley. Tri-Valley has extended their lead on Canton 27-17, and Madison with the lead over Millbank 20-6. All these games starting to wind down as we begin to fall a little bit further behind the rest of the Class 11A here inside the Dakota Dome. It feels like the last
play here has taken over 5 minutes.
I believe West Central had 1st and goal about 10 minutes ago. 4:28 to go, 3rd quarter, 3rd down and goal. Spread formation. Now Gross, he mishandles the snap, and it's going to be an illegal shift as well as he was moving forward. Did not come set for a second. Illegal shift going to be called on the offense, number 18. So that'll back him up, make it 3rd and goal from the 7. Or, if Coach Budmeyer wants to decline it, it'll be 4th and goal from about the 3.
I'd decline it, Cole.
Because might as well, yeah.
So you give them more space to look for a pass. It makes the slant play, makes the curl pass. So I'm going to Culver out of your 110 years of experience coaching. What would you do here? So I think they are going to decline it, Cole.
No. They're going to accept the penalty.
Okay.
Legal shift, 5 yards. 6 penalties now for 40 yards for the West Central Trojans. That'll back them up. 3rd down and goal at the 7-yard line.
This is going to be interesting here again, Cole, because you move them back an extra 5 yards. That's now on their 5 yards. They have room to maneuver on quick pass plays. When if you just deny on 4th down, they are going to decline a penalty.
Of course, after I wrote it down in pen.
Yeah, That'll happen. Adjust everything here. Here we go.
All right, here we go. 4th down and goal from the 2-yard line. Gross sends Knight in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Slant over the middle, and it is caught. What a play for the touchdown. Pass complete to Hayden Heyer, and he's slow to get up. Or was he? Was that just a celebration? Might have been just a celebration. Anyway, the 3-yard touchdown pass is good. Hayden Heyer now 3 catches, 59 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Trojans extend their lead to 23 points, 33-10. First score in this 3rd quarter. Saw 37 points in the first 2 combined. And with 4:15 to go in the 3rd quarter, barring the PAT, which Lutz has missed 1, and it is up, and it's good inside the left upright. 4:15 to go, 3rd quarter. Trojans 34, Tanagers 10. Back to the Dakota Dome after this.
What's your big picture? To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
As we welcome you back here inside the Dakota Dome. Oh, that was an interesting pause in the music.
You weren't ready there.
Would have been perfect timing if I would have been expecting it. 4:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. They have just ended the 3rd quarter in Del Rapids. The Orioles with the 28-14 lead. Again, we'll be keeping our eyes on that one as this game continues to progress. Over in the Sanford Coyote Sports Center, South Dakota volleyball with the 3-1 lead. Thomas going to field it and go to a knee at the 16-yard line. That is where the Tanagers will take over. Coyote Volleyball with the 2-1 lead over the number 2 team in the Summit League, Denver. And they lead 19-12 over in set number 4. Again, we thank you all for tuning in here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch, as always, joined by my partner in crime, Heath Nimke. One final Vermillion Tanager game here this season.
I'm not quite for sure why we went to a knee there.
You know, I was going to ask that, but I was going to let it be.
Maybe some confusion on where, I
don't know. Christofferson rocked from behind, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Trenton Thomas. Blitzer was number 50. Dawson Junk came unblocked on the blind side of Christofferson. Was able to get it out just in time.
Yeah, and luckily, Christofferson doesn't get hurt. And Christofferson able to go this entire senior year as well without picking up injuries. Of course, he's dealt with injuries throughout his playing career with the Vermillion Tanagers. I remember talking with his dad earlier this season. He goes, fingers crossed that nothing else happens to Hayden. And luckily, he has been able to stay healthy all season long.
Shout out to the boys in the production booth watching this stream as well. You're welcome for the shout out. Hope you guys are all surviving up there. Hope the AC is working for you as well. Christofferson, long pass on the far sideline looking for Thomas. It is complete. Trenton Thomas down at the 44-yard line. Big pitch and catch. I'm going to go with Bill Settles, 28 yards. And a Vermillion Tanager first down. Trenton Thomas now 3 catches for 63 yards. First and 10 Tanagers on their own 44. Hayden Christofferson now up to 196 passing yards on the game. 3:38 and counting to play. Christofferson, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Quick pass over to the right, and it's incomplete. Intended for Cale Cleveland.
It does feel like Vermillion has completely abandoned the running game at this point. We've talked about their success last week against Dakota Valley and how they were just able to constantly run the football, and will they get back to that? And of course, Coach Bud Meyer talked about it during the pregame show as well, of making sure that run game was established, but they just seem to have completely abandoned that, and they're just constantly slinging the football around. We'll see if they don't get back into it. Now they got a little bit more breathing room, but again, they have had some success throwing the football so far tonight.
Second down and 10. Ball at their own 44. Another motion out. 4 receivers left. Christofferson fakes the quick pass. Now we'll get it down to Elijah Lara with lead blockers. Cross midfield. Now at the 45. First down and more. Cutting to the far side. Oh, the turf monster got him. He's going to be down at the 34-yard line still. A big gain for the Vermillion Tanagers. 22-yard pitch and catch from Hayden Christofferson to Elijah Lara. Lara now 3 catches for 40 yards. Christofferson well north of 200 passing.
Yeah, can't make sure your head starts getting in front of your feet. That's exactly what happened. He was, I'm taking this to the house. I got my opportunity. I go like, oh, no. Dang it. Just got a little too excited. He definitely saw the open side of that field over there, but nice pickup by the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, continuing to use this pass game.
4 receivers left, 1 right. Quick motion, Lara left to right. Balance out the formation. Christofferson back to pass, looking for Lara, far sideline. And he is able to make the catch for 3 yards. Brings up second down and 7. As we take a look in Del Rapids, Lennox just converted a 4th and 18. They are driving once more. They have second down and 2 at the 23-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Orioles trying to make a statement win. Might be hosting a playoff game.
Right. You know what that means, Cole?
We might be driving up to Lennox.
We might be driving up to Lennox. You know what,
in your new truck.
Saying a brand new.
There we go.
Brand new Ram to next week. There you go, buddy.
Next Thursday, week 1 of the 11-man playoffs, minus 11B. Snapping a handoff. Ryan Chapman had a hold of the right. Going to get a couple of yards before he's brought down. They're going to call it a 2-yard gain. Chapman just the 4th carry. He's got 9 yards. It's 3rd down and 5. Here's the rushing situation for Vermillion. They have 9, 11, 7, 16 carries. Let's see if I can do some quick math here. 16 carries for 34, 52, 49 yards is all in the game. Ryan Chapman with 4 carries for 9 yards. Bryce Voss, 9 carries for 25. Elijah Lara, 2 carries for 18. Hayden Christofferson, 5 carries for a loss of 3. 3 sacks in there as well. Empty set, 3 receivers left, 1 right. Looking down the far sideline, and it is going to be incomplete. Cale Cleveland, intended receiver, Hayden Whiting in there on the coverage.
Obviously on 4th down, going to go for it here for the Vermillion Tanagers, as we mentioned, down 24 points. I mean, that's a 3-possession game right there. Have literally nothing left to lose here at this point, with the season going to be over. So, you know what, Cole, you might even see a little bit of, watch out for the trick play here. You might see something a little bit different.
Well, here's what I think they're setting up.
Flea flicker?
With that
Statue of Liberty?
The jet sweep handoff and the double handoff. I think they've been setting it up for Elijah Lara
to
pass
throw
it over
the football.
The top.
All right.
I was expecting them to do that the second time they ran it. I don't think
Lara's getting some extra communication. Nicole just called a play right here.
I don't think this is the formation they did it out of, but it's 4th and 5 for the Tanagers. 1:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Trojans bring a blitzer. Cross over the middle. It's caught. Cale Cleveland inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 Tanagers in the red zone.
And there was a huge cushion as well for West Central. They were kind of playing prevent defense there to not give up the 5 yards, but they gave way too much of a cushion. Nice pickup, though, on the quick slant route for Christofferson to find Cleveland. And Cleveland, again, been a big piece of this offense so far tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers.
13 of 20, 237 yards passing, a touchdown and an interception for Hayden Christofferson. Like you said, Cale Cleveland add another catch to his tally. 3 catches for a touchdown in there as well. 55 yards receiving. Got to snap it quick. Empty set. Christofferson fires. Corner of the end zone. Just incomplete. Once again going for Cale Cleveland. Whiting in there on the stop. Holy cow. English is easy for everybody but me. Whiting in there on the coverage. 2nd down and 10.
Cole did take 5 years of Japanese, though.
Boy, I did not.
Did you take like something in Russian at one point?
Nope. I took 4 weeks of Spanish.
Did you do Russian at USD at one point?
No.
Who did Russian then?
Was it Buche? I don't think so.
No,
no offense to Buche. There's no way you're watching this, but Spencer, if you are watching this, have fun out in Syracuse. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Christofferson, quick pass. It's complete. Ryan Chapman past the 5, diving for the pylon. And he is out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Gain of 12. Really attacking Whiting right now.
Yeah, and they keep going to that far side of the field as well, Cole. They're definitely seeing something that they like, and from here, looks like they have an easy chance to punch it in, but they're going to do it in the 4th quarter.
After 36 minutes of play, West Central 34, Tanagers 10. Tanagers have 1st and goal on the 1-yard line when we come back in 60 seconds.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Life can get pretty busy out there. Daily commutes, carpooling, and then there's that weekend getaway. Sennex is here to keep your vehicle fueled up for those long drives, your pantry stocked for those snack cravings, and the propane grill ready whenever you are. Things can move fast, but with your local Sennex, you can rest assured that everything on your list will get a checkmark, all in a day's work, powered locally at Sennex.
Welcome back to the Dakota Dome. First and goal for the Tanagers at the Trojan 1-yard line as we begin quarter number 4. Thanks for tuning in. Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. I'm Cole Larsch. Alongside me, Heath Nimke. One receiver either side, one running back to either side for Christofferson. Takes the snap, bobbles the snap. Voss will fall on it, I hope.
Nope. No, there is a lot.
I don't think so.
I think West Central. Wow, they're going to give. Okay. No, Cole, I think
it was not recovered by West Central. It is Tanager football right now.
Again, we
have
a
loss of 3.
Here's the tape delay. You can see the football's loose. Oh, man.
Football's loose.
I think they're fighting towards the very end.
No, Voss had it. He had it in between his legs, and then he got it into his hands. Great call by our officials. Loss of 3 for Bryce Voss. Second down and goal from the 4-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 left, running back to either side. Christofferson looks over the defense, claps his hands, looks to pass. Quick cross over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Lara. Buche Knight in there on the coverage.
By the way, Cole, give a lot of credit to that last fumble to our camera guy as well, making sure we saw that football right on top of it. I mean, that was good camera work.
By the way, we were talking about somebody taking Russian earlier.
Yeah.
Spencer Bealey said no. Didn't even know that was a thing.
I don't know if he knew a lot that was going on here at USD when he was here, but somehow he ended up in Syracuse. I guess I wrote him a nice letter to get there.
I was going to say, it must have been that letter of recommendation. Same formation. Trojans showing a jailbreak blitz. Third and goal from the 4-yard line. High snap, and they bring the blitz. Handoff Voss. He got past the first defender, but not past the other 3. Voss is going to feel that hit in a little bit. I'm going to say no gain. 4th and goal at the 4-yard line for the Tanagers.
Yeah, big play here on 4th down and goal. Look to something go to this near side of the field. And the ball is placed towards more of the middle of the field at the moment for Vermillion, but try to use this angle and get to the pylon on the near side. Look for something to the outside, either a jet sweep, Cole, or even a quick screen pass over the near side.
Tight set now, motion out, and that's the 3rd delay of game.
That one really moves things back.
5 penalties, 25 yards. 3 of them have been delay of games. 2 of them here in this quarter. It'll be 4th and goal from the 9-yard line. By the way, a look to Del Rapids. Del Rapids turned the ball over once more. Lennox is driving inside the 30. It is 34-14 Orioles with 5:28 to go. The Lennox Orioles are going to defeat the Del Rapids Couriers. That'll shake up the playoff standings, that's for sure. But is that a big enough loss to drop Del Rapids out of the top 4? And now, a timeout called by head coach Louis Budmeyer. We'll step aside and take it with him. Back to the Dakota Dome after this on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship.
Welcome back inside the Dakota Dome. Empty set for Hayden Christofferson. 4th and goal from the 9-yard line. 10:24 to go in the quarter. Quick pass over to Lara. Backwards pass, and he dropped it. He's got to pick it back up at the 20. He's going to try to heave it to Cale Cleveland, and incomplete.
There's your double pass, Cole.
I called it.
You did?
Not on that formation, but I knew it was going to come.
And probably not how you scripted it, especially not only after a delay of game, but you had a timeout as well. You kind of have, well, this time to make it work, and it did not work.
But at least with the incomplete pass, West Central takes over on the 8-yard line and not the 20, where Lara picked up the field goal. Or the fumble.
Well, for West Central, I can tell you the game plan now. Work the clock, run the football, and get out of here with the victory. See where we fall in the playoffs.
Fair enough. Straight up run. Carter Gross going to get a couple of yards. Tackle in there by Hayden John, junior defensive lineman. He's going to be a big name to watch for next season. Again, we talked about it with Coach Budmeyer in the pregame interview as well, but I mean, as soon as this game gets over and we go towards Monday, it's looking forward to the future, and these guys that are kind of getting this playing time now as underclassmen, seeing their impact, what it's going to be later on.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of looking towards the future for this young Vermillion team, and a lot of excitement coming into next year. Certainly give your hats off to this senior group and all the talent that they have brought, again, all the adversity that they have been through as a group, but certainly a lot of great things coming up for this Vermillion Tanager football team here in the future.
Their Carter Gross run for 5 yards. 15 carries, 84 yards for Carter Gross. He's now officially the rushing leader for the Trojans. Third down and a couple.
Cole, I also noticed that you gave up on the Vikings earlier. You stopped reporting scores on the Vikings. I'm guessing they're just losing by about $1 million at this point.
Yeah, probably. I haven't even looked, honestly. Knight in motion, Gross. Run up the middle. He is leveled at the 20, but he's got enough for a first down. I mean, Gross was leveled by a Vermillion Tanager at the 20-yard line. Well, close one. They're not going to measure it. They're just going to wave it on first down.
But remember, we had that measurement back in the second quarter.
4 minutes into the game. We were an inch and a half short.
24-3.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's not for the Vikings, Cole.
Yeah, that was
given.
That was at the 2-minute warning was the score also, and I turned it off, watched the Lennox game. Gross back to pass. Flag on the play. He's going to run about 2 yards, but there is a penalty flag on the near sideline. Now see what we do with this one. As Lennox went to kick a field goal, look back at my other monitor.
By the way, Sioux Falls Christian does win 40-9 against Dakota Valley, so Dakota Valley is going to be eliminated from the playoffs.
Yep, another illegal shift on. They're going to back him up. 6 penalties for 40 yards now for West Central. As Lennox called a timeout, they're on to attempt with 2:38 to go in the fourth quarter, a 30-yard field goal. Call it 29.5. Snap spot, the kick is up and it's blocked. And it's going to be returned by Del Rapids from the goal line. Oh, not the smartest move there, as Del Rapids will have the ball at their own 5-yard line, down 20 points. Now, after we're all set, we are going to decline the penalty.
Ugh, there's a lot of confusion right now.
And that's showing in the crowd. So it was a 2-yard gain by Carter Gross. He now has 17 carries for 89 yards. Man in motion, snap, handoff, Buche Knight left side, breaks one tackle, cuts back, going back to the middle of the field, past the original line of scrimmage, now line to gain. Down to the 40, far sideline, and he pulls up like he pulled something.
Yeah, so he did. He all of a sudden he has that cutback ability, but he just kind of gave up on the play and then ran out of balance. He's kind of, and again, he went down earlier in the third quarter, what seemed like an apparent leg injury. He was able to get back up, but he's over there on the far sideline right now at the moment being attended to. Don't know if it was just a simple cramp or it's something that's lingering from earlier in the game.
4 carries for 93 yards. Whoa, yards. now for Buche Knight. 1st and 10 Trojans on their own 45. A lot of sporadic yelling. Can't really tell who it's from. Handoff. Hayden Whiting. He gets close to midfield. They're going to call it right at midfield. Gain of 5. 2nd down and 5.
You got to remember as well, West Central took over with the football at the 10:24 mark. So they've already used about 3 minutes of this clock. And for them, that's the ultimate goal. I mean, if it could be picture perfect for them, they would use the rest of this clock without scoring again. Obviously, no need for them to score.
Second and 5 from the midfield stripe. Again, Trojans taking as much time as they can. They've got 10 seconds to snap. 2 receivers to either side. Gross, hand off to Whiting. 2 hands on the football. Just trying not to fumble, and it's a gain of 4 yards.
Now let's see if Vermillion doesn't start stacking the box a little bit more as well, because again, it's kind of obvious run plays here for West Central. Cole, I have a quick chance continuing to look at what's going on. Belfouche and Rapid City 14-14 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Other scores to look at in 11A as they kind of wrap up the season. 10-point lead for Tri-Valley, 33-23 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter there. Tri-Valley does have the football. And also Masson has finally pulled away from Millbank 20-6. And they're in the final 2 minutes of that football game. Madison is going to win.
Interesting to see how the standings will shake out after today. 3rd and 1, Gross will pitch it over to Whiting, and he has a clear road ahead of him. He'll get about 3 yards and enough for a first down.
Well, if anything, the state's probably going to be a little bit more patient about making sure everything is right in the playoffs. Again, huge controversy this Monday when in the 9-man and...
Well, controversy
Okay, maybe not controversy, but...
They just forgot the tiebreakers in 9AA.
Certainly changed some things up, though, for some teams.
Well, did it really?
Well...
Did all the teams that affect even... Was it even a 30-point game?
You know what, Cole? Hindsight, 2020.
Well, I had the foresight when it happened. It was the 2-15 and the 3-14 match. I figured it wasn't really going to affect much. But nonetheless, still, I agree. Should not have that happen. Handoff on 1st down and 10 up to the 40-yard line. I think we got a new running back in there for West Central. Oh, what's number 6, Braylon Robbins? 4 carries now for 4 yards for Robbins. Again, the 5'8", 170 sophomore, Hayden John. Big name getting thrown around right now for the Vermillion defense. Notches another tackle, 2nd and 7. $5:19 to go and counting. This drive's taken over 5 minutes of the clock. Fake jet sweep. And a slant. Oh, it's dropped. Hayden Heyer could have had a house call. Dropped the pass. Just the 4th incompletion of the game for Carter Gross. He is 10 for 14, 194 and 3 touchdowns. Clock will stop at 5:11. And we have gone final in Del Rapids. Oh, I stand corrected. Oh, yep, they waved the clock. Lennox Orioles will defeat Del Rapids 34-14. 3rd down and 7 to go. Ball's at the 40-yard line. Again, clock has stopped at 5:11. Gross, roll out right, fires at the 30-yard line, and it's caught. Pitch and catch to Hayden Heyer of 10 yards, and it's 1st down and 10.
For West Central, they do exactly what they want to continue to do. Again, took over 10:24 of this fourth quarter, and now they've had it for over 5 minutes just trying to work some of this clock. If they do everything right, they can do it about another 2 minutes at least without picking up a first down. So they can, again, have that potential of never giving Vermillion the football back.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Again, not looking specifically at where West Central's at. It's going to be interesting. I think West Central, with the way results have gone, they might have themselves, no matter what, win or loss, locked in at the 5 spot.
Braylon Robbins on the carry, going to lose a couple. He now has 5 carries for 2 yards. Corbin Heckens in there getting the tackle. 4 minutes and counting, so Trojans have had the ball on this last drive for 6 minutes.
And Nicole, also one thing else about West Central, of course, they have played Lennox, won in a close one in Lennox 9-7 earlier this season. They did lose to Del Rapids by 1, 21-20. That was the only other loss this season was against Millbank. West Central took a tough loss against Millbank, and then, of course, opened up their season. Yep, I say opened up their season otherwise against Sioux Falls Christian with a loss. So you're talking about what potentially could be coming for West Central. They do have some familiar foes they've already seen, and they've had success against those teams. So even if West Central is on the road next week for playoffs, they're going to be another dangerous team that you have to watch for here in Class 11A.
As I tune into the Canton Seahawks game, they have the ball 4th and 16. Nope. Tri-Valley has the ball 4th and 16. Up 10 points, 33-23. Rollout. Pass deflected and incomplete, intended for Colt Gary. Bring up 3rd down and 9. That will also stop the clock at 2:52.
And a good season for Matt Thornton in his first year with the West Central Trojans, going to end 6-3. Again, making it to the postseason in Class 11A. Certainly a lot to be proud of if you're the West Central Trojans and continuing what they're building as well. This is a team that does not have a lot of seniors either, so a very exciting team. And how cool they're going to...
Oh, might as well. 46-yard field goal, no big deal.
See if he can knock this down.
Dominic Butts out of the hold of Hayden Heyer. Snap, spot, kick, liner. It is up. It's definitely got the leg. And it is no good, off to the left. So 2:48 to go. Tanagers will take over, 1st down and 10. (34-10), 2:48 to play. They got it set up at the 20-yard line. I think that's correct.
Yep. After a missed attempt.
Yeah, because it crossed the goal lines with a touchback.
Yep.
You're right.
I said high school.
Correct.
Yep.
You are so correct. Because no matter what, if a scrimmage kick goes past the goal line as a touchback. Excuse me.
Getting a little sick over there, Cole? Watch out, the flu season is going around.
I don't know if you've been able to tell, but the last week I've been losing my voice. Christofferson will take over, 1st and 10 in his own 20. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Snap back, handoff, Voss. Voss fighting for yards, going to get to about the 24-yard line.
So those senior classes that you're taking, right, that's a lot of stress and just not getting much sleep. And
you're right.
Yeah, it must be hard not having classes Tuesday, Thursday.
Well, can't go golfing anymore, so it is. It stinks.
Who says you can't go golfing?
Well, Tuesday it was blowing 30, and today I had to prep for this.
That's adversity, Cole. That's called friction. You could have still made it through.
Right.
Golf course was open.
I know it was. Trust me. 2:10, handoff, Chapman. Pass at 25, 1st down and more. Getting pulled forward to the 35-yard line, 11-yard gain, 1st and 10.
I think Vermillion's being polite at this time, too, saying, hey, we're just going to hand off the football a few times, and we're going to work the clock as well and get out of here. Obviously, Vermillion knows that there's going to be no comeback in this one. You just throw the football around, incompletions, whatever. Just going to slow this game down even more. They're just saying, hey, we kind of understand the situation.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Same formation. Christofferson claps the hands. Handoff, Voss gets back to the line of scrimmage before he is wrapped up from behind by Braxton Huber. They're going to say a gain of 1 for Voss. 9 carries for 27 yards.
Cole, what do we have coming up on the postgame show?
Stats from this game, a rundown of all the scores from across the state of South Dakota. And a final wrap-up on the Tanager football season. Highs and lows and what to look for next year. 62 seconds to play. 2 more plays. And off Chapman. Goes straight up the middle. Going to be a gain of 3 yards as he gets to the 39-yard line. Third down and 6. We will not be the last game to finish here in. Is now a timeout called by Vermillion.
I wonder if this might be a chance to get
a send-off for the seniors.
Yeah, say get all the seniors who haven't gotten the opportunity to be out there yet, anything like that. I'm not quite for sure. We're not seeing the whole guys rotate in or out. Yep, now Coach Bud Myers calling out, asking for the seniors. So they're going to get a salute, maybe not get a run of play here, but they're at least going to get a salute out here.
Yeah, a round of applause from the crowd. He just turns around and says, hey, give it up for our seniors. Great job there by Coach Budmeyer.
Yep.
Get them one last recognition here on their home field. And now they'll break the huddle with 33 seconds left. Third down and 6. Receiver either side. A running back to either side as well. Snap back handoff, Bryce Voss. Gonna get the first down, close to midfield. And they are gonna give him the midfield stripe. 11-yard carry, 1st and 10.
And a good way for, I thought that'd be the last play if I was Vermillion Tanagers. Great way to end it. I mean, Bryce Voss gets a nice carry there, and that will be it for the Vermillion Tanagers. Again, we'll talk about more in the post-game show, but not the way they won this one, the end goal, but a lot of great things coming from Coach Budmeyer in this group heading for the future, and a lot of salute and congratulations to all these seniors that played hard for 4 years for the Vermillion Tanager football team.
Again, your final score from inside the Dakota Dome, West Central 34, the Vermillion Tanagers 10. West Central moved to 6-3 on the season. Tanagers will end their 2025 campaign as a paper airplane goes right in front of me at 2-7. Full post-game show coming up on the way next. Stats and scores from across the state of South Dakota. That is all coming up next here on Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV.
School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Farming today requires constant adjustment, innovation, and the right seed, and you'll find that with Pioneer Seed at Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion. With the most advanced technologies and local experts, Dakota Seed and Service share in your hard work on the farm, adapting to an ever-changing industry. When you need the right seed, protection, and service, make it Dakota Seed and Services in Irene and Vermillion.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
When it comes to...
As we welcome you back here on the post-game show, Vermillion Tanagers Live and Live Ticket TV. My producer didn't give me a good enough countdown. That's why we don't have any
That's not true.
buffer music. Final score from inside the Dakota Dome. West Central Trojans 34, the Vermillion Tanagers 10. Will be interesting to see how the standings come out as there is 48 seconds left to go in Canton. And they are driving down the field, I think. It's kind of hard to tell. Their huddle camera's way zoomed out, so assuming Tri-Valley is going to win that game, but a lot of game left. First stats for the West Central Trojans, 11 for 16, 204 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception for the quarterback, number 18, Carter Gross. His leading receiver, Buche Knight, 5 catches for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hayden Heyer, 4 catches for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tanner Wagner with a catch for 6 yards, and Colt Gary with a catch for 10 yards. They had 7 penalties, 5 confirmed for 35 yards. Rushing leaders, Carter Gross, the quarterback, 17 carries, 89 yards. Braylon Robbins, 6 catches for 5 yards. 6 rushes, excuse me. Hayden Whiting, 9 rushes for 30 yards. And Buche Knight, 4 runs for 93 yards and a touchdown. They scored 14 in the first, 13 in the second, and 7 in the fourth quarter for their total, or excuse me, in the third quarter for their total of 34 points. In your final score, 34-10. For the stats for the Vermillion Tanagers, Hayden Christofferson, 14 of 22, 250 yards passing, an interception, and a touchdown. His leading receiver was Trenton Thomas, 3 catches for 63 yards. Grant Rohrig, 2 catches for 61. Cale Cleveland, 3 catches for 55 and a touchdown. Elijah Lara, 4 catches for 43. Caleb Lara, a catch for 15, and Ryan Chapman, a catch for 13. Rushing leader was Bryce Voss, 10 carries for 38 yards. Ryan Chapman, 6 carries for 23. Elijah Lara, 2 carries for 18, and Hayden Christofferson, 5 carries for a loss of 3. 2 sacks in there as well. And final score, West Central 34 and the Vermillion Tanagers finished with 10 points. Brent, turn it over to my broadcast partner, Heath Nimke. Heath, I think this is maybe not exactly how we expected this one to go, but we knew the possibilities of this coming in. Unfortunate to end on a little bit of a damper, but still, like you said, a lot of great things for this Tanager team this season.
This was just a really good West Central explosive offense. Buche Knight, who was just able to make a lot of different plays throughout the evening. I thought that was, of course, obviously the huge difference maker, but it ultimately was, and we just didn't see the consistency that we saw last week for the Vermillion Tanagers and getting the run game going. That then kind of, the pass game wasn't really going. They relied so much, they got down so early. Kind of some mistakes made special teams-wise, got themselves down early, and never were able to recover. But one thing you didn't see Vermillion was give up on the fight. It's just, certainly not the way you wanted this season to go if you're the Vermillion Tanagers. But like we talk about, you're going to take tomorrow and the weekend and turn in the jerseys and the pads next week and then look for the future for this young squad for the Vermillion Tanagers and just try to add to their numbers next, come up over the next few years.
And obviously wanted to honor the seniors tonight. Great presentation before the game. A lot of great things going on the field. Everybody hugging it out, giving each other their kudos. Again, last game here for the Vermillion Tanagers in their 2025 campaign. We set a lot of interesting scores across the state of South Dakota. As we look at Class 11A quickly, before we can wrap things up, Belle Fourche and Rapid City Christian basically playing for the number 8 spot now that Canton just lost to Tri-Valley. They are 14 apiece going to overtime. In there, Sioux Falls Christian defeated Dakota Valley 40-9. Again, Lennox over to Del Rapids 34-14. Custer led over Lakota Tech 42-0. Never got a second half update. I think we can all guess where that one went. Tri-Valley defeated Canton 33-23. And Madison defeated Millbank 20-6. As we look at any other big scores from across the state, 9B, Corsica Stickney with the 38-36 win over Kadoka area in the 9-8 game. Other than that one, all of the 9B games went according to the higher seed. Class 9A, just about the exact same thing. Really not a close game to be seen. Platte Geddes defeated Lyman, or I guess they still lead Lyman 42-30. That one's got 1 minute left. That's about the closest score. They're in 9A. 9AA, number 9 Kimball Whitelake defeats number 8 Britton Hecla 14-7. Number 10 Hanson defeats number 7 Viborg Hurley 52-34. And Bonham and Gregory still going. 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Last report there. Bonham with the lead 41-20. 11B. Sioux Valley sneaks one out over Parker 24-16. Mountford and Plankton 40-12 victory over Mobridge Pollock. And winner with the victory over Woonsocket Weston Springs Sanborn Central 20-12. Class 11 AA scores. Watertown and Aberdeen Central, again, they were scoreless at halftime. They are in overtime. Watertown kicked the field goal their first time up. And Brookings with the lead and the football over Huron with 1 minute to go, 22-14. Huron is about to lose. Sturgis upsets Spearfish 13-9. And Yankton with a big win over Mitchell 40-7. Sioux Falls, Washington with the victory over T Area. O'Gorman over Roosevelt. Again, Sioux Falls Jefferson upsets Brandon Valley. Central over Stevens, and Lincoln leads Harrisburg 42-35. That game has yet to start the fourth quarter. As I turn it over to my broadcast partner one final time, Mr. Heath Nimke. A lot of big games going on across the state. And big finish here for the Vermillion Tanager season. Maybe unfortunate to see how the score went. Very entertaining first quarter, kept it pretty close, but after that, it was just West Central showing how good of a team they are.
Yep, I say good performance by West Central, and certainly sends them into a positive way heading into the postseason. And for you, Cole and I, we already know our answer. We will not be done when it comes to broadcasting. We'll see you.
Correct.
What, the new pickup? You said you want to take go for a ride in the new pickup then?
I don't see why not.
Well, fans out there, if you want to come up to Lennox with Cole and I, that is where we're heading. We got 3. Cole, technically, I mean, it can fit 3 in the back, so that's where we're heading next week.
True. We can fit a lot in the back end, too.
It's covered. Do have a tarp on it, so you're
Correct.
good to go there.
Got the cargo cover. Again, final score here in the Dakota Dome, 34-10. Once again, on behalf of our entire crew, everybody that has helped us along this fall season so far, he's been Heath Nimke, I've been Cole Larsch. It's been a pleasure and an honor to bring you another edition of Vermillion Tanager Volleyball. Again, not quite done for the fall season quite yet. The Vermillion Tanager Volleyball team has one more home game. They play at home on I believe it is Monday, yes, is their final game against Parker Marion the Pheasants. I'll be on the call of that one. 6 o'clock, set to go live, 7 o'clock-ish for the varsity match. Again, that'll also be senior night for the Vermillion volleyball team. But for me and Heath together here on Vermillion Tanagers Live, I guess it's
for football.
Correct, for football. Might be joining me on Monday for volleyball. We'll be in Lennox on Thursday, but looking forward to basketball season. Not quite there yet. Obviously, 3 more weeks of high school football to go, but it's been an exciting fall season. It's been great to sit alongside my partner in crime, Heath Nimke, as always. Wouldn't want to do it with anybody else.
It's been good joining with you, as always.
Thank you.
A lot of fun.
Appreciate it. As much as my voice might be going out right now, again, thank you everybody who has tuned in throughout this season. From one final time inside the Dakota Dome. Final score, West Central 34, the Vermillion Tanagers 10. That will end the Tanager season. On behalf of our entire crew here at Live Ticket TV, he's been Heath Nimke, I've been Cole Larsch, saying good night from the Dakota Dome one final time this season. We'll see you back in the birdcage on Monday.